What's up, Hearthstone players? I'm Ant, here bringing you the Rise of the Shadows Tempo Storm Meta Snapshot card review, and I'm joined by none other, the man himself, Ray C.
What's up, guys? How you doing? Ray C here. I'm ready to do this card review. We're doing it for the Dolphins. We're doing it for the kids, but most importantly, we're doing it for Carlos. Let's get into it.
So, I haven't seen the set that much. Trying to keep this card review fresh. Glanced over a couple cards. You excited to go in?
I mean, I've actually looked over most of the cards, especially the ones that came out before the final dump, and I have to say I'm very excited for this set.
That's great. That's great. All right, let's jump right into it. Let's see what Rise of Shadows got to offer. And we're gonna start with the Warrior card. Improve Morale. 1 mana, deal 1 damage to a minion if it survives. Add a lackey to your hand. And I'm just gonna go through the lackeys really quick. But yeah, how do you feel about this card?
I mean, it all comes down to whether or not the lackey synergy is going to be worth it, right? So it reminds me of Blood to Ichor, which was a card that dealt 1 damage if the minion survived. You got a 2/2. So the lackey, I mean, it goes to your hand, right? It's not going to be on the board. It's not going to provide you that kind of tempo. But if there are decent, like if the lackey synergies end up being good enough, or if the lackeys themselves are powerful enough that it's good, like you can use the 1 damage as an execute activator. Warrior has 2 different execute cards. They actually have the card execute, and then they have the dragon one. And I could see this card being playable, but I'm not super excited for it. It's kind of just like a card that's, it exists.
I'm kind of in the opposite, and I think I started out really underwhelmed by it, but after looking through the lackeys, like, I don't know, I feel like they seem super powerful. Like you said, they're execute activators. Even like using it on your Acolyte of Pain, like draw a card and get a lackey. And some of the lackeys can be super powerful and like in control style, like not even control style, even like tempo-ish kind of warriors. Like give +1 attack, like deal, transform, like maybe a minion you traded off with if you're playing some sort of like rush type warrior. There's like so much that you could do with like any of the lackeys that I feel like maybe it can be more playable. I mean, I'm not gonna say like it's a meta defying card or anything like that, but like I think it has the potential to be, maybe a staple in this deck. Maybe just like one of, I'm not sure like exactly where it's at, but I do put it on the playable, on the playable spectrum.
Oh yeah, it's definitely playable. It's just a matter of whether or not the meta aligns with it, and whether or not a deck that could utilize its deal 1 damage effect is going to be good. But overall, what would you rate this card, Ant?
All right, if I had to rate this card, I think it's getting a solid. Let's go with 2 out of 5. I think 2 out of 5 seems like, it's maybe a little underwhelming, but it's still playable. It could still see a good amount of play. I maybe would go 3, but I'm gonna go with 2. How about you?
I'm gonna go with 2 as well until we see what the metagame's gonna be like. Right off the bat, this card doesn't immediately spark any interest for me. I think it has to be a very specific deck that you want to play this card in. So for right now, it's a 2, but it definitely has solid potential.
Okay. All right. Why don't you tell us about the next card?
All right. This next card is a 2 mana 2/2 warrior mech minion that says whenever this minion deals damage, gain that much armor. Vicious Scrap Hound. I mean, I don't know. I'm not excited about this card. It's pretty meh, but I mean, it could be good off of cards that discover mechs. Like you get that armor, maybe you have Dr. Boom. You don't have any armor, but you got a Shield Slam in your hand. You discover the mech, you get some armor. Other than that, though, not super exciting.
I'm not sure if it's maybe the sets previous were like too powerful to make maybe like a mech warrior, that kind of deck, exist, but I don't know if this is gonna be. I don't think this is gonna be like one of the cards that pushes over the edge, anything like that. I'm not even sure if it's something you would play. So yeah, it's not really exciting. Sure, it's gonna be good off of like a random effect like Omega Assembly or Dr. Boom with some magnetic stuff, but on its own, I just don't think it's there. I don't think there's enough going for it. So I think if I were to jump into the rating, I probably would just give it a 1. Honestly, I just don't see this seeing play.
Yeah, I compare this card to a 2-mana 2/2 lifelink. Like, would you play that kind of card in Warrior? I don't think I would personally. I mean, Cheaty Ankle Biter is almost equally as good, but it has an effect that says deal 1 damage, which is insane, and it synergizes with the file. So it's like Warrior doesn't have any type of anything similar to that. So I don't know. I give this card a 1 as well.
I mean, I guess I could see like there's not really good 2-drops, but I don't think this is a 2-drop you want to play. So I think we can just give it a 1 and move on.
Your 2-drop is armor up, man. That's a pretty good 2-drop. Just gain 2 armor. That's almost as good as this card. You don't have to use the card. Like, they're both gonna do the same thing at the end of the day. They're both gonna gain you 2 armor.
All right, talking about armor, we got Dr. Boom's Scheme. 4 mana, gain 1 armor, upgrades each turn, and upgrade each turn basically means it goes up by 1 every turn. So we gain 2, gain 3, gain 4 for as long as the game goes on and you play it.
Yeah.
But oh god, this card.
And you want to know what I think about this card?
Yeah. All right, lay it on me.
I think that by the time this card actually becomes useful in a game, the game's going to fatigue turns. Like, you're already on turn 45 and you're both about to explode, or they've reprinted 3 more Dr. Booms.
I'm with you, man. I was gonna say my rating is hidden in the card, and then when you say 4, I would say 1, and I thought that was gonna be cool. But I like the way you put it. Like, I think just think about it. Like, for it to be even like shield block without draw a card, you have to wait 5 turns. It has to be in your hand for 5 turns. I don't know, man. They could have maybe like started it at somewhere else, but this has to be probably like one of the worst schemes, or the worst scheme.
Can we rate cards to 0? Is that an option? Can we rate
I mean, I think 0? We're on 1 to 5. Maybe we can make an exception. I'm gonna put a 0 and hope I don't get yelled at, but I'm with you on that one.
This card's so bad, man.
All right. I'm just gonna go. This one doesn't exist. We're gonna go to the next one.
All right. So the next card is Clockwork Goblin. It is a 3-mana 3/3 mech that says Battle Cry. Shuffle a bomb into your opponent's deck. When drawn, it explodes for 5 damage. What do you think about this card, Ant?
I mean, the stats are like okay. It's still a little underwhelming because you want to have like usually like 3/4 is what you're looking at for a 3 mana, but I mean still a 3/3. It can still hit face pretty well. It can still trade pretty well. So I'm not like that upset about playing it. And there's obviously like bomb synergy going on with Warrior in this set. So it could be one of the better bomb cards if you need to play that. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's something you want to play. It depends like how many slots you need, how many this takes up, that kind of thing. If you even want to play the whole bomb package. But if it could be okay. I'm not sure. It's just like it could be a 3/3 and it doesn't really do anything besides that. Or it's a 3/3 that deals 5 sometimes. And yeah, I'm not sure if that's worth playing.
I think that if bomb cards, the bomb synergy cards, end up being good, this card is probably one of the better ones, especially in a tempo deck. 3-mana 3/3s have typically not been terrible. Like, you see cards like Curious Glimmerroot, Deathstalker, or what is it? The Hunter one that's a 3-mana 3/3 trigger, Death Rattle. Like, sometimes you just play those cards on turn 3.
Yeah.
Or Ooze. And they're not the worst thing in the world.
Those kind of things.
They're not the worst thing in the world. You definitely don't want to be playing a 3-mana 3/3 in your deck, obviously, since the bomb effect is almost going to be irrelevant most of the time. Like it's not going to trigger for a while. But if the bomb synergies end up being very good, then I think that this card's going to be a staple in that deck. Otherwise, it won't see play at all.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So I mean, we can get to a rating on it. I think, like, the bomb deck maybe. I mean, it's not a bomb deck, but like just playing Dr. Boom, maybe has potential. So I could see it being like at a 2, just because it could be playable. Like you said, it's one of the better bomb cards, if that's something we want to include. So yeah, I'll put it in the playable area.
So what's your rating?
I'm gonna give it a 2.
Okay,
Oh,
that's where I'm at right now as well. It's
show what a bomb
I don't want to be
is.
playing a 3 mana. I don't want to be playing a 3 mana 3/3 in my deck. Personally, seems pretty bad. But if the bomb synergies end up being good, then I'm definitely gonna bump this card up to a 3 or a 4. But for right now, it's just a 2 with potential. A 2 with potential.
All right. Dimensional Ripper, 10 mana spell. Summon 2 copies of a minion in your deck. Yeah, I mean, there could be some cool stuff with this, but most of the times, there isn't. It also costs 10 mana. It's very expensive, and usually you're gonna be dead by the time you can play this. You're gonna be dead like 3 times over, probably.
Like, okay, you could play a big warrior deck, but even then, like, this card, the only way I see this card being playable is as like a sideboard card in a specialist format where you just want to make your deck as greedy as possible.
Okay.
While like applying pressure. Like, this card seems insane in the warrior mirror if you're playing only heavy threats, right? Like, you just take out all your small cards and you just add in bombs plus these 2 copies of this card, and all of a sudden you're winning any value war. So in a very specific scenario or a specific metagame, I could see this card being playable, but otherwise it's dimensional garbage.
All right, getting down to the rating. What would you say?
I would probably put this card as a 1, but I feel like cards like this, I really just like, there's always some type of degenerate combo or something where like you just don't see it at first. But I mean, I really don't see that, honestly, with this card right now, at least. Maybe in the future they'll print cards that make this card absolutely insane, but for right now, I'm giving it a 1.
We should have like a disguised toast rating, like rate it toast out of 5, just because he could find some like degenerate combo.
I mean, I haven't. What did you rate it?
Oh, I rated it a 1. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, not exactly the greatest card. Like you said, I think it could be a specialist sideboard card, and I think specialist sideboard cards are probably going to be along the 1 area.
At least they're not a 0.
All right, take us to the new card. It's still exciting.
Next card is Sweeping Strikes. It is a 2 mana warrior spell that reads, give a minion, also damages minions next to whomever this attacks. Wow, that sounds really weird when you read it out loud. But basically, it gives your minions that, I don't know what you would call it. I call it cleave because...
Yeah, most people call it cleave.
So I would call it like a cleave effect. So basically, it's just gonna hit the minions next to it. It's really good on poisonous minions, but like warrior, there's no poisonous rush minions or lifesteal rush minions that you can really play. Like, you're not gonna put this on a vicious scale high. That's dumb. I don't. Really
I mean,
know
they still
where
have
this
like
kind of fits.
They have like some of their rush cards, right? I'm not exactly sure like the names, like the 3/3, the 3/3 rush, the 2/5 that gets +3 attack, Darius Crowley. I'm not sure how it works with Darius Crowley. I don't think it works where if you kill 3 things, it would give it +6, but I actually have no idea. I'm assuming no. But that would be cool.
That would make sense, actually. That would make sense, but that's such a niche scenario that I've
Yeah,
never
yeah.
played
I mean, I don't
this
think it'll come
card.
up very often. But I was just thinking about this, like, if you put it on something, and even if it kills like 2 minions, you're just trading like 2 for 2. If it kills 3 minions, then like it's insane, right? You're trading, or I don't know about insane, but you're trading like 2 for 3. And if it kills something, or it kills 3 things and lives, like that's obviously like the dream, right? Because like you kill 3 things and then they still have to deal with it. So I think there's like potential for it to be like pretty high value, like maybe in one of those rush type warrior decks where you can play a minion and this in the same turn and maybe use that as your AoE, because those decks usually don't have any AoE and have a hard time dealing with lords, and this can be like one of the ways to come back. I could see. I'm not sure if that deck is there, but I think it already was like kind of playable before, and now we have like knights leaving, we have kobolds leaving, and it can maybe make ways for like a rush warrior strategy, because like, or even like Genin Baku being Hall of Famed, like the Rush Warrior was always like kept down because they just had insanely bad matchups versus Odd Paladin and Odd Rogue, that like they could never see the light of day. But there's still people doing well with it in the later stages of the meta on ladder. So I don't know. I think there is potential for like the deck, and I think this is a card that can go in it.
I think that this card is very slow, and that like if this card costed 1 mana, I would agree with you. But like, even best case scenario, like you're playing against something like a zoo deck, you put it on a rush minion, like you play this card, you buff your Frothing Berserker, because this card's really good synergy with stuff like Frothing Berserkers. But even then, I don't know. I think the metagame has to be heavily aggressive for this card to be playable. I mean,
Okay.
even then, you have Brawlin' Warrior, you have Warpath still, right? Like Warpath doesn't rotate.
Oh yeah, we do have Warpath.
So it's like we have so many decent AoEs in Warrior already, and Control Warrior doesn't want to really be relying on having to have a minion to remove their opponent's threat. So this really only goes in some type of aggressive Warrior deck where you're also playing against other aggressive decks. And then this is a huge trump card that just swings boards that are kind of at a stalemate. Sure. But that's such a specific scenario where I don't think that ever is going to happen enough of the time to make you want to play this card. So I think this card's a 1. What do you think?
I mean, I could put it in the 2 or 3 category. I think I was like on 3, but I mean, what you're saying, it makes sense. There has to be also aggressive decks that you're playing against to maybe get more value out of it. But I still think it's still pretty powerful. So I'd put it at least in like the 2 to playable area. But yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from. Maybe like after the next rotation, like we could see it more, but I doubt it. I could still see it. I still see it in maybe like a rush type warrior, like having potential in that deck. But yeah, we'll have to see. I think I'm gonna give it a 2.
Okay.
All right.
That sounds good.
Next card. 4-mana weapon, Wrench Caliber. It's a 3/2, and after your hero attacks, shuffle a bomb into your opponent's deck. So it's 1 more mana for a War Axe, but you get to put 2 bombs into your opponent's deck. Again, I think it's like just maybe 1 for like the bomb deck, because like 3 mana for a War Axe is already like pretty expensive. Having to pay 4 mana for a War Axe is almost like just not what I want to do. I don't know if I would ever play this. Like maybe you'd have to. Yeah, I know, right?
Pay 2 mana for War Axes. I don't know.
Only 90s kids remember 2 mana War Axe.
Only 90s kids remember that, man. I agree with you. It's paying 4 mana for a Fiery War Axe is pretty bad, but shuffling 2 bombs into your opponent's deck, I mean, theoretically, this card could deal 16 damage to your opponent, which is that's pretty cool, but it's
I guess there's
very unlikely to happen. I think that the bomb deck needs to be good for this card to see play.
Yeah, absolutely. That's like the only way I could see it being playable. And right now I don't see like bomb decks being that prevalent, or like even if it is, like maybe you just play the 3/3 because it's still like old Dr. Boom. You don't need to have like a million bombs in your deck and you get a million boom bots. So yeah, I don't know. I think the flavor of the card is cool, but the card itself, I don't see seeing any play.
I don't know. I think
Yeah.
the more boom bots you get, the better. Right? Like
Yeah.
we'll get to Dr. Boom eventually, but the way it's worded is the more bombs the merrier, right? So I don't know. I could see this card seeing play if the bomb deck ends up being good, but right now, I mean, this
Yeah.
card is so weak as a standalone card, in my opinion, that it's just a 1. But given the fact that
exactly.
there is synergy with the bomb deck, and that could be good, I think this is a 2.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. It just depends, like, if you're willing to play a bad card to get more bombs in your deck, and if it turns out that that's, like, something that you actively want to do, then yeah, this is more playable. I'm still going to give it a 1 because I don't see it being playable. I think the Clockwork Goblin is probably going to be enough. But, yeah, if it's not, then this is obviously playable, and it goes into it.
Yeah, but
Alright, let's move on.
1 or a 2. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's go on to the next card. The next card is Omega Devastator. It's a 4-mana, 4/5 mech that says Battle Cry. If you have 10 mana crystals, deal 10 damage to a minion. And you might have seen this card before, or at least the card art, because this is the old card art for the other card that had if you have 10 mana crystals, you gain go to 10 attack.
Yeah.
Or gain plus 10 attack. It was originally this art, and then they changed it. And I don't know why they changed it, but they did.
It's because, like,
and then they used it for this card.
The card isn't a mech, but it really looks like a mech with his art.
Oh, the old one? So they just created a mech that used its art? They were like, we need to use this art. We can't let this go to waste.
It's a nice callback, you know? Because it's still the same mechanic, I guess. But if you have 10 mana crystals.
What do you
but
think
the
about
card
this
itself,
card?
like... I mean, it's Yeti at worst, and at best, it's like late game just kill anything. I could see it being, you know, one of the better removal spells in Warrior, because like a lot of times you do make it to 10. They have the tools. They have like a lot of AoEs. They have brawls, warpaths, like all those kind of things to actually make it to the late game, make it to 10 mana crystals. So I could see it being pretty good in the deck. You know, it's just come down, kill something, put a 4/5. Like, it's I'd say it's maybe like a storm of tempo that you gain there. All right, I'm sorry. I'll stop talking. You can go.
I actually think one of the I don't know if I would call it a problem, but one of the things Warrior struggles with, especially if they're not playing dragons, is giant single target threats, or at least going into the future. Like, it's going to be much harder to just shield slam a minion for 10 when you don't have tank up.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to become much more difficult to use cards like shield slam. You have a lot of AoE like brawl and warpath and stuff, but it's much more awkward to deal with decks that go tall with single threat minions. Like if you're playing against Warlock and they play Mountain Giants late game, I think it's actually not going to be super easy to deal with. If you're playing a mech centered Warrior deck, and I think that this card is going to be very, very good. Especially, I know I'm going to be infuriated when they Omega Assembly into double Omega Devastator and just clear both of my big creatures. Like, you can play 2 of these in 1 turn. That's insane on turn 10. I think this card is really good. I think this is a 4 out of 5.
You can also armor up too.
Can. I think this is a 4 out of 5.
It's just
what do you
insane.
think?
Yeah, I'm with you. It might even be 5 for me, honestly. Like, it's kind of like how it was before with like Iceblock before it got Hall of Famed. I mean, it's not like the cards aren't comparable, but like just the fact that you can discover more from like Dr. Boom or Assembly, and it already being so powerful, I think maybe push it over the edge. Like, it's just an insane card. Like you said, there's no tank up. It's gonna be hard to deal with the big things, especially if you're not playing dragons in your Warrior. for like the extra execute effect. And this may make it so you don't have to play dragons, because you know, when we played Auto Warrior before, or we played Warrior before, like the dragons weren't that good. So to have a way to replace those dragons and then still a nice like removal spell, I think you know, just makes this a great card. I think I might go out 5 out of 5 of this card. It's just what you want in your warrior deck, I think.
Oh man, yeah, you make a real good argument for 5 out of 5. All right, I'll go in with you on 5 out of 5. I'll stick my neck out there with you.
Our first 5 out of 5 card. I mean, it was a good one.
This card's really good.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
It's really
But we have
good.
our first legendary. 10 mana. 10 mana. It's got to be insane, right? The Boom Reaver.
This one's definitely not a 5 out of 5.
Summon a copy of a minion in your deck. Give it Rush. 7/9. Yeah, I mean, it's a big thing. Again, it gives you it gives you something that gives Rush, so it puts a body on the board, and then like another body that can potentially trade or value trade. But it's not very good. Is it? Maybe not. Maybe it is. No way. It's way too expensive. Like, you're probably dead when you play it. You probably die. I don't know.
I mean, all I'm gonna say
don't
is
see
this card doesn't have taunt.
Anything.
This card doesn't have taunt, so. And the card itself doesn't even have Rush. Like,
yeah. You have to make your deck like.
No.
You have to make your deck like.
Don't try to. You're gonna hurt your brain.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's just give it unplayable and let's move on. All right. This is.
We rated the card that summons 2 minions from your deck like a 1, right? So this card is worse than that card.
Same thing. No, it gives it Rush. It's better.
Oh, okay. Well,
we'll give it a 1.1
instead of 2. Okay.
1.1.
All right.
All
this is the hallmark card of the warrior class for this set. This is the evil genius himself. This is Blastmaster Boom. It is a 7-mana 7/7 warrior legendary. Battle Cry, summon 2 1/1 boom bots for each bomb in your opponent's deck. This is obviously the staple of any bomb deck that you're going to be making in this upcoming metagame. I mean, this card seems very powerful as like if you put this card as a standalone card, and then like this card is very good. Like, you can, if you're playing a bomb package, probably get at least 4 boom bots. So a 7/7 or a 7-mana 7/7 that summons 4 boom bots on average if you're playing like a boom centric deck. I mean, that's just. I mean, Dr. Boom was really good. This is also really good. The question is, though, is it worth playing all those crappy cards in your deck just for this? Like, I don't even think Dr. Boom would necessarily have been playable last metagame, to be honest. Like, it is actually,
yeah.
I don't know. Like,
I'm not sure if this is something that's good. Like, it's the cards that come, like the cards you have to play are so bad, so like it's not. I don't know if it's something that you want to play. I like the card itself. Obviously, is very powerful. If you want to rate in the vacuum, I think it's gonna be like 4 out of 5, like somewhere in that area, maybe 5 out of 5. But like the cards, I don't think fit into any like warrior archetypes. So I think that's just gonna make it down to like a 3 for me. And I'm only rating it 3 just because like the card itself is so powerful. But like like having to play all the other cards that go along with it that are not exactly the decks that you want to, or cards that you want to include in your deck, definitely really bring it down.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna go to 3.
Well.
All right,
I'm on a 3 as well. Let's move on.
Yep, last warrior card, and we're going to Shaman, starting with Mutate. 0-mana spell, transform a friendly minion into a random one that costs 1 more. So just like the evolve effect.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's something that you want to play, but I mean, that effect's always been kind of cool.
I mean, I think that if there's synergies with cards that like low cost cards, like maybe I don't know, something that like when you play a spell, do something kind of like how there was whatever that Witch Doctor card was a while ago that summoned totems whenever you cast a spell. Do you remember that one?
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
I don't
could see
think
that.
there is, but in the future, like this card could be powerful. But right now,
Yeah.
I think it's just like a 2. It's definitely not a 1 because that effect is really powerful, and for 0 mana,
Yeah.
I'm a fan. But right now, I think it's just a 2.
Yeah, I think this is the 0 mana that does it for me. That makes me put into the 2 area. 0 mana, powerful effect. It's also good with like token generators. Obviously, like they're gonna usually be undercosted because the token is usually higher statted. So you can play the minion. It's high cost, and you can make it something bigger, and that can give you an insane tempo swing. So I think that's gonna put it for 2 for me. But I don't see where it goes right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can go to the next card.
All right, the next card is Walking Fountain. It is an 8 mana 4/8 lifesteal rush Wind Fury. So this is like similar to the elemental that people are playing to activate Corpse Taker. I think it's Stormbringer maybe. But yeah,
Here.
I don't know. No. The one that people, I guess it's similar to Alakir as well, but Alakir has charge, so it's way better.
Oh.
I don't know. This card is Stormtaker still in the metagame? I don't think it is.
Corpse Taker?
But it might be. Yeah.
I mean, it reminds me of Corpse Taker, except without Rush. There's like it's gonna be so obvious that we're looking about it after looking back on it, but like right now it's just like not hitting me what you're talking about. But the card that gains,
the card that gains Divine Shield, Wind Fury.
Yeah,
Corpse when you play it 4 mana. Taker. Yeah. Like that's the only way I see this card being playable. Is just like a 1/of as a better version of Stormbringer. Or maybe probably not better than Alakir, but it would complement it. I guess you could play 2 of them.
I think it kind of just depends on how much like healing Shaman needs. Honestly, like coming down, killing 2 things, and healing for 8 is I think pretty powerful. But I don't know like where would it go. I think the card itself can be powerful, but is powerful. But I don't know where it goes right now. Shaman historically has never had like that great of healing, except for like Healing Rain or whatever. I guess there's been like healing wave, that one's inconsistent. So yeah, there's not really been like that great of healing. It is 8 mana, and we're also like losing Volcano, so not that great of AoE. So like that type of Shaman deck probably doesn't exist, probably won't exist. But it is something that I think, you know, if there's a slower type of Shaman, I think I'd want to play this just because like kills 2 things. It kills 2 things and gains life. So that would still, I think that puts it in like the 2 area for me.
Yeah, I'm okay with it too. That seems good.
Okay. All right. Next card, Soul of the Murlocs. 2 mana spell. Give your minions Death Rattle. Summon a 1/1 Murloc. I think I like this card a lot, mostly because of all the AoE leaving, like Defile and Psychic Scream. Just like AoE that dealt with Death Rattles. Like along with also clearing the front half. It being harder to clear the front half of this it being harder to clear the back half makes it like really powerful for me, especially with like Bloodlust and setting up the board. Like just make a ton of minions, Soul of the Murlocs, and then they like clear your front half or unable to clear your second half, and then you just play Bloodlust and kill them.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of good Murloc synergies as well happening in this set, especially for Shaman. And you already have War Leader. You already have other good Murloc tools. I mean, ironically, as we get like all these good Murloc cards, we're losing the Murloc quest, which is, I don't know, it's kind of ironic. Like the Murloc quest was obviously garbage, but then like the one time it actually like almost becomes like somewhat viable, it rotates. But this card's really good.
Yeah. I think
to me it's like it's almost like a better Soul of the Forest when you put it in a Murloc deck. And Soul of the Forest costs 4 mana. This costs 2 mana. I'm a huge fan of this card. I think this card is going to be
exactly
at least a 3, but potentially a 4 or 5. So I'm gonna put it
Yeah,
at 4. I'm gonna average it.
I'm
up.
going 4 too, because I think there's like War Leader being like the second team buff, like there's Bloodlust and War Leader, like that effect is repeatable. So like you're just gonna make a big board with this and then be able to do a ton of damage the following turn. And I think that puts it in the 4 category for me. Hopefully this works out.
I mean, I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
Yeah, big fan here. Alright, next card.
All right.
Hageth the Scheme. 5 mana spell, deal 1 damage to all minions, upgrade each turn. So deal 2, deal 3 as time goes on. Yeah. How do you feel about this?
I feel like this card has been overrated. Personally, I don't actually think this card is very good. After 3 turns, it becomes a Hellfire almost, which is like, that's good, but you have to have it in your opening hand for it to deal like 5 damage AoE and then 6. Like, it is going to probably have to be a staple in a control shaman, just because they lose Volcano. They don't really have that much AoE, but I don't see that being very good right now, especially when they're pushing a more tempo-oriented thing with the Murlocs. This card seems kind of counterintuitive to what it appears like they're trying to do with the direction of Shaman with this set. So I don't know. Right now, this card is probably only a 2 for me. I think a lot of people thought it was like nuts. They're like, oh man, on turn 5 we get 5 damage AoE to everything. That seems insane, but like that's only if you have it in your opening hand. Like that's not happening every game. And if you draw it later on, like against aggro decks, like as a control deck, say you draw this on turn 5, you dealing 1 damage isn't gonna do anything. Dealing 2 damage probably still isn't gonna do anything for 5 mana. Like that's so bad. So I don't know. I give this card a 2.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same boat. I might even want to go 1, honestly. Like, I could see it too, just because, like, I think the only reason is because if there's, like, a slower controlling type shaman, like, they would have to play it. Not because, like, it's a good card, but because, like, there's just not other options. And that's, like, the only reason I think that makes it a 2. I'm just not excited for this card. It has to, like, stay in your hand for way too long. But, yeah, if there's, like, a slower shaman, and I do love slow shaman decks, I think you have to play this just because you just have to play it because you have no other option. It's just what you have. Yeah, exactly. So it's gonna be a 2 for me, just for that. All right. Next card.
The next card is Sludge Slurper. It is a 1 mana, 2/1 Murloc that says battle cry. Add a lackey to your hand. Overload 1. I think this card is insane. I think this is probably one of the best cards in the entire set, because you're going to overload yourself on 1, but you get a lackey, which costs 1 mana. So you get to play this on 1 as a 2/1, and it's a Murloc, and then you have a guaranteed play for the next turn, which is going to be good. Like, all the lackeys are good. Especially, like, this card just seems insanely good to me. I don't know. I'm personally going to rate it a 5. What about you?
I'm in the same boat. Like, I think it's pretty good. You know, like you said, it's something you can do on 1. You have a guaranteed play the next turn, even though you overload. It can activate things like Lick 'em if that's something you want to play. If you want to go like overload route, like you said, like I don't know, the lackeys themselves are also pretty powerful. Like even if you play it on 1, you can get like 2 damage and it'll snipe their 1-drop because you know a lot of 1-drops don't have 3 health. Yeah, I don't know. It's just super powerful, I think. Murloc themed, or going with the Murloc theme. There's just a lot of things going right for it. Buffs the Tidecaller. I mean, I could just keep naming positive things that go along with it. I'm with you. I want to give it a 4 out of 5, but like I don't know why, so it might just be 5. I can't really think of like something negative, honestly. I was like, I don't know if it's 5 out of 5, but like I just can't think of something that makes it like bad, except for like the archetype being bad. But there's a lot of powerful cards. If these powerful cards just don't end up being good, like sure, it's not going to be that good, but I mean, they all seem pretty powerful, so I'm with you. I'm going to give it a 5 as well.
I think you're personally just afraid that your sludge is going to get slurped, so that's just scaring you.
Yeah, dude, that's my sludge, all right?
Yeah, you don't want that slurped up.
All right, next card. Underbelly Angler, 2 mana, 2/3 Murloc. After you play a Murloc, add a random Murloc to your hand. So even like Sludge Slurper goes with this card too. Like it's a cheap cheap minion or a cheap Murloc to go with this. But this one I'm not sure like how I feel about it. Like it's 2 mana 2/3, which is like kind of like the standard for your 2-drops, I guess. But you're not like exciting or anything like that. How do you feel about it?
Does it work with Soul of the Murloc? Like if I Soul of the Murloc,
No, it's just play.
Okay, so I mean it's a 2 mana 2/3. Those are just typically very good, right? Like
Yeah, they're usually fine.
2 mana 2/3s are two. I don't know. I think it's good, especially in aggressive decks. Like you can go to this card and then you can carve into buff health on all your Murlocs or even War Leader, and I think this card's gonna be a staple in the Murloc deck. Like it's too
Yeah, for sure.
good not to, in my opinion. Like it just feels like it's too good, not to be a staple. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's probably a 4.
Like 2-drops is probably like some of the most important like mana slots that you want to fill out. I mean, we had Kaliseth where like you didn't have any 2-drops, but I guess that was an important 2-drop. But yeah, like 2-drops has always been like pretty important to play, and I mean this is just a solid one. It can like give you value later, just something you can play onto. 3 health, or like it's just the standard, stat line for a 2-drop. So I mean, I could see it being pretty good. I don't know if I'd go to 4, because it's pushing super high, but I think this is just playable. You're gonna play it in your Murloc deck. I put it at 3. I mean, it's not like super exciting to me, but I think it is a good card.
All right, maybe I'm just really super excited about Murlocs. I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm just trying to Murgle some Gurgles, man.
All right, next card.
All right, the next card is Witch's Brew. It is a 2 mana shaman spell that reads Restore 4 health, Echo. I refuse to say that. It is Echo. I don't know why they don't use that.
No.
It is literally the same. We asked the devs, and it's literally Echo. It's just they don't want to put Echo because they're afraid.
Because it'll be one card, right?
It'll be one card, and then like newer people will be confused about the keyword or something like a year down the line. I don't know. It's pretty decent. On turn 10, you restore like 20 health if you want to spend your turn on it. I don't know. It's like it's good healing. It's a good healing card. Like we're losing Healing Rain.
Yeah, like you said, it's a good healing card. It's probably only for like slower shaman decks if those exist. If they do, then this is a card that goes in them. Besides that, it's not like something. Wait, I guess like I was thinking like you just heal your face, but like you can target other things. I guess that makes it that makes it better, but it still seems like it goes slower shaman decks. Which I don't know if they would exist with like all the Murloc stuff coming out. But if there is, I mean, we have this card, and it's also just a good card later going on. I'm still just gonna give it like around a 2. I think like I don't think it's gonna be like played that much just because of like how Shaman is looking to or is shaping up to be. But it's definitely something that could be like just something that you play in slower Shaman decks later down the line.
Yeah, a lot of people actually were super hyped for this card and thought it was like insane. I don't know if you saw that on Twitter. People were like, "Oh my god, this card is insane!" And I'm just like, "What? Like, you could right now we're paying 3 mana to restore 12 health. How is this card good? To restore 12 health, you're gonna pay 6 mana. I'd rather pay 3 mana than 6 mana. Like, what? Like, I think this card is actually just very niche and mediocre and arguably bad. But I'm gonna give it a 2 since Shaman's losing a lot of their healing.
Yeah, for sure.
This card is way too overhyped, and it's probably just going to be garbage.
Yeah, I mean, like, targeting minions is kind of cool, but yeah, you're going to want it for your face, and, like, those decks don't really exist, so moving on. All right, we got Muck Morpher, 5 mana 4/4, Battlecry, transform into a 4/4 copy of a different minion in your deck. So this could be like... Well, at least we're doing it now. We're learning from our past mistakes. But yeah, I mean, this card can be all right if like you make your deck in a way where you're only getting like good stuff off of this, right?
Yeah.
Maybe like some sort of Malygos Shaman, some of that kind of thing. You make a Malygos, make a walking fountain. You come in like kill 2 things and kill or gain 8. You know, that seems all right. I don't know.
I
Like,
mean, it's a
I
4/4
think,
copy, so it's like, eh. I feel like you need to
I mean,
really
it's still
have
like
like a
DNA.
decent death rattle.
I think this
Decent
is
death
like one
rattle
of
or
the toast
decent,
out of.
like, yeah.
Yeah, this is a toast out of 5 card for sure because it can go in like Malaga Shaman. We have like a lot of like cheap burn spells, I think, right? I mean, we have like the Totemic Smash or whatever it's called, like the 2-mana one. There's obviously like Frost Shock. There's always like the Lightning Bolts and those kind of things. So like there can be like a Malaga Shaman type deck. I don't think it'll be like competitive, but it'll definitely be it'll make a good YouTube video for Disguised Toast for sure.
I mean, I think that there are definitely more utility than just that. Like, if you're playing some type of, especially in the future, like this card has a lot of potential for the future, right? If Control Shaman becomes viable and you only play big minions plus something like a Ziliax, I think that, imagine this becomes Ziliax. Like, it's a 4/4 Ziliax. We're already playing a 3/2 Ziliax. Like, or it could
Yeah.
just become something with an insane death rattle. I don't know. I think this card is a 3, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
only
for
because
sure.
I don't think it's immediately like powerful right now. But it is
Yeah, I mean,
very. It is. It's
yeah.
it's the foundation is there for it to be good in the future.
Yeah, for sure. You just makes you build your deck in a way where like you can get value out of this. So yeah, I'm kind of with you on the or on that like the it for the future. So I'm fine with giving it a 3 as well. All right, let's move on. Scargill, 4 mana, 4/4. Your Murlocs cost 1.
Yo, let's go, baby, dude. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So hear
Okay.
me out. Hear me out. We have
Okay, I'm listening.
Underbelly Angler, which is the 2-mana one that you get a random Murloc whenever you play a Murloc. All your Murlocs cost 1. So I'm going
Okay.
Scargill into a 1-mana Angler into a 1-mana any Murloc, and then I'm playing all my other Murlocs for 1 mana. This is insanely good in a Murloc
that's
deck.
crazy, dude.
Dude,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
card is like this card is like the Murloc's wet dream. A Murloc player
it
is going to have
it
a
like
good time
it
with
really
this card.
it really like it really brings up the Underbelly Angler as well, like being able to like chain off a bunch of Murlocs, make a huge board is pretty insane. I don't know, even like playing this and another Murloc in the same turn, like playing this and Cold Light Seer on 5 is still like pretty insane. So yeah, this is definitely one that can be pretty exciting. I don't know, just like
I don't know.
even like this Seer on 5 is like not a bad turn. You get a 5/6 and a 2/3.
And if they don't
then
kill it, if
they
they
have to deal
don't
with
kill it,
yeah.
like they are done. They're done. They're done. Like, I don't know, man.
Exactly.
I think this card's real good. I mean, it's just a matter of
Yeah.
whether or not Murlocs are going to be real good. But I'm pulling for it. Yeah. I just really want to slurp some sludge and
Yeah,
do
it's, I
some
mean, it's
crazy
definitely really
Virgos.
dependent. It's really dependent on if Murlocs are good, but from the cards that they've given us, it seems like the potential is there for Murloc type decks. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go. What is it? What's bad about this card? It's a 4/4.
It's a
I don't know.
4/4 on
I'm
4.
trying to think.
Like, the stats aren't amazing, but the fact
Yeah,
that you're
okay.
just gonna go like turn 5, you're gonna play this and then buff its health, and if they don't kill it, you just have infinite value with Angler. I don't know.
Yeah. I think like the card
Like,
is still like pretty insane, but I'm still gonna give it a 4. There are like I guess some
Yeah, I'm
downsides
with you
to it.
for-
Um,
I think that
but yeah, still a pretty exciting card.
Murlocs definitely are going to take an angle of like being a more mid-rangey deck than an aggro deck, especially with the Death Rattle card. Like, it's going to be more of a combo
Yeah.
deck where you're just going to go and you're going to create a bunch of Murlocs on board, give them all Death Rattle, summon a Murloc, and then your opponent isn't going to be able to clear both halves of your Murloc board, and then you're just going to Bloodlust them and kill them or something.
Yeah, for sure. All right, next
So,
card.
the next card.
Swamp Queen Hagatha. 7 mana 5/5. Add a 5/5 horror to your hand and teach it 2 shaman spells. this was like one of the first cards revealed, I think. Um, yeah, 5 mana, 5/5. I don't remember exactly how it works. I think it was like the first one is a targeted spell, and the second one is like any shaman spell, or I have them flipped maybe. Um, but yeah, I mean, it seems pretty powerful. I'm not sure exactly where it would go right now, but the card itself like seems pretty pretty powerful in a vacuum. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's also just like an insanely cool card. Like, we've never seen anything like this before, right? Where you teach something 2 shaman spells. I mean, I don't know if it's insane, but it seems pretty insane. You get a 5/5 and then you get to cast 2 shaman spells. Yeah. Just I think the only thing is like looking for a home for this card, because I don't know if it would go in Murloc Shaman, but I don't know. Maybe if it's like too good not to play. I don't know if that's exactly the case initially, just because like it's still 7 mana 5/5 that doesn't do anything when it comes into play, and you need an extra turn to play the extra 5/5 for it to actually like have an effect on the board. So that's like one of the downsides for it.
I agree with you. I think that this card is definitely reminiscent of Kazakus as well. Like, it reminds me of Kazakus in some ways, but it costs 7 mana, which is obviously a not ideal, but you know, it gives you a 5/5 guaranteed, gets you 2 spells. The creativity on this card is one of my favorite cards ever made. I really enjoy the flavor of this card. I think that if Control Shaman is a thing, this card is probably going to be one of the best higher costed cards that you can play, but I'm not sure if that's going to be a thing right now. But just for the flavor alone, and just the fact that this card has so much potential, I want to give it a 4. But I think realistically, it's more of a 3 right now.
Yeah, it's along like the 3 lines. I think it has the potential to be higher, but right now I don't think it's gonna have a home. And maybe like later on, like maybe it's one of those kind of things where like Blizzard wants it to have a home, so they like create the archetype. But right now in the current meta, and I don't know, for the foreseeable future, I don't know if that's gonna be where Shaman is. So I think I'm gonna go along the 3 lines, but. Yeah, I mean, it has great flavor, and is a powerful card. We just have to see when it finds a home, and I think it's gonna take a while.
Yeah. All right.
That was the last Shaman card. On to Hunter.
Yep. Yeah. On to Hunter, and the first card we have here is a 1 mana Hunter spell, Rapid Fire, Twin Spell. Deal 1 damage. So Twin Spell is you just get a copy of the spell in your hand, and then it doesn't have Twin Spell. So I don't know. This card has potential to be just like a staple, but it's really hard to say. I'm not sure if Spell Hunter is going to be prominent or not, but this card is definitely going to be good if that Spell Hunter deck is a thing. I mean, Zul'jin's still in the game. There's going to be a lot of 2/1s going around, and this card's a perfect answer for like a 2/1 and stuff. You have Spring Paw and Lynx, but you can't play those in a Spell Shaman archetype. So I don't know. I think this card it has.
Well, there's no To My Side or Rock Delar anymore. So like you don't really need to have the no minion Hunter deck anymore.
That's true.
But
that's true.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's hard to judge.
It's not exactly exciting.
It's not exciting, but I think it's like not unplayable. Like I would give it a 2.
We're in the not unplayable area. I don't know. I'm on the lines of like unplayable. It doesn't even work with Zul'jin just because it's like not. It's like targeted, so you can hit like any of your minions or your face with Zul'jin. The damage isn't that relevant, and still like 2 mana deal 2, which is not exactly the rate that I'm looking for. It works with like the new Hunter legendary, the one that gives you +2 spell damage. Like there is some cool potential for like a deck there, where like you use your hero power and like some early minions maybe to get them down, and then you play the new legendary, attack, and then have the spell damage. Like each of these is a bolt. Maybe you have some other burn. And just finish off the hero power. Like there maybe is potential for that, but like I don't know. I'm not really excited for that kind of deck, and I don't really see that being good. Maybe I'm wrong,
Yeah.
but it's probably not that great.
Well, the main reason why I was mentioning Zul'jin is because of the twin spell. Like, it's not going to cast the other half, so you basically just get like a bunch of lightning bolts in your hand if you're gonna go with that spell damage route. That was more like what I was thinking along the lines of you just kind of
okay.
Like the one damage that happens on board doesn't matter, but you're gonna get the other copy in your hand, so you just kind of amass a critical mass of damage spells and then you just kill them.
Okay, that's fair. I can see that. I don't know if that's like a playable deck.
I don't know.
I don't see it being so like that's why I'm gonna give it a 1, but I could see why you would give it a 2. Okay, next card. Ursatron. 3 mana 3/3. Death Rattle, draw a mech from your deck. I don't know how prevalent, how good Mech Hunter was before. It's okay in Wild because you have like Metal Tooth Leaper, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure in Standard. It's still a 3/3 that can draw a card, but again, we're playing mechs. I mean,
Drawing Ziliax is good.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. It's.
I mean, like Mech Hunter was like sort of a deck. I don't think it's a good deck, so I don't really want to rate this one that highly. But if that deck is good, then this card is also like pretty good, right? Because it's like a 3/3 that draws a card.
Mm-hmm.
So like I could see that. I could see the card like itself being good, but I don't know if the deck is actually good.
I think it just comes down to whether or not you're gonna want to play like some type of mid-rangey mech deck, and I don't think that's. I tried that last format. I really tried to make mechs work in Hunter, and it was just so glass cannon and bad. And this card is actually something that makes it a little bit less glass cannony and gives you some value, while also providing presence on the board. Like this is what a Mech Hunter deck would have wanted. It's just I don't actually know if that's going to be viable or not. If it's, I think this card's like a 2.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's like,
but
it's good value. It's something you would want to play if that deck is like a thing, but it's not. Like the deck is not like there, so we're probably not going to see it very much. So yeah, I would give it a 2 as well.
I'm gonna try it again though. Like you never know. Maybe this
you're never gonna give up.
I waste a solid like 5 days on just trying bad ideas and going into the dumpster before I play the good deck flip.
All right, tell them about the new card or this next card.
This next card is a 4 mana hunter spell called Marked Shot. It reads deal 4 damage to a minion, discover a spell. So it's almost like a flanking strike, except instead of getting a 3/3 minion, you discover a spell, which is like way worse than a flanking strike. So I'd rather have a 3/3 beast on the board instead of a spell in my hand. But yeah, I don't know. I think this card's pretty bad. What do you think, Ant?
Yeah, I'm on the same. Like, I mean, it does 1 more damage, but like flanking strike was just so insane because you got tempo because you killed something, put something on the board, like most tempo thing you can do, and this like doesn't do that. this does not kill something and then it puts a spell in your hand, and you know that's way worse. Like they're just gonna play another thing and you're still under pressure. So I mean, just for that, I don't see this being played, so I'm gonna put it as a 1.
Yeah, same. If they got rid of the text of to a minion, I think it would actually be pretty decent, but
I could see that.
Like if I could hit face and then discover a spell, discover another one, hit face again, that'd be pretty cool. But anyway,
all right, we
next
got
card.
Hunting Party, 5 mana spell, copy all beasts in your hand. Like okay, so when this was like on the reveal, I think the last reveal dump. I woke up, saw this card, I was like, man, this is the worst card I've ever seen. And I went back to sleep. But then, I think yesterday when I was streaming, somebody brought to my attention that there's probably like some sort of like wacky combo that you can do with this if you copy like your Timberwolves and your Tundra. Well, you don't have to copy the Rhino, but you copy your Wolves and like a Dragonhawk, and it's like 28 damage if you play it all. I mean, yeah, sure, it's a magical Christmas land thing, but it's kind of cool, right?
Magical. I mean, you could dire frenzy any type of like a Stone Tusk board or something maybe, and then you Master's Call and you get like triple Stone Tusk board in your hand, then you copy all of them, and then we're in magical Christmas land and everything's happy.
Oh, there is
I
that
don't
too.
know.
That's crazy.
It's not.
I mean,
that
I like
crazy.
this land they were
It's not
living
even
in.
a ode. It's
Yeah,
magical
okay.
Christmas land. I would imagine it's a happy land, but otherwise, I mean, I don't know. This card's probably like a toast out of 10, 2, or
A
two,
toast out
2
of 10?
5.
Man, they give it like
Two-
there's a lot of toasts in here.
I think this
All right,
card's
so,
a 2 just because I don't want to rate it a 1 just for the sheer fact that like there might be some degenerate combo that people figure out, and I'll look like an idiot. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with a 2.
You know what? I was gonna give it a 1, but I like what you're thinking. We don't want to be those people who are laughed at for giving this 1, calling it garbage.
Yeah. All right. Next card is a 1-mana 1/1 beast hunter minion Shimmerfly. Death Rattle, add a random hunter spell to your hand. So it's kind of like the spider that we had before that gave you a random beast.
Web
Instead of
spinner?
beast, web spinner. You get a hunter spell. I don't know. Is that good? What do you think?
I mean, I think most hunter spells are pretty bad. I think what this has going for it is the 1-drop and it's a beast, but hunter spells not being that good really bring it down. I'm not sure like exactly like the beast synergy you want initially.
Yeah, we lose Crackling
But,
Razor
I
Maw,
mean,
so we definitely don't have
yeah.
like a defined like 1.
Yeah,
to
you can't
2.
play Houndmaster with Master's Call. It's something you can draw at Master's Call, but it's not exactly exciting. So yeah, it's not something that I think sees play right now unless we play like a deck that can curve this into like Houndmaster somehow. Because like Cheap Beast has always been like playable in the past, like you said with Web Spinner and that kind of thing. Like maybe even getting a hunter spell is better than getting a random beast, just because there's a lot of beasts that suck, and there's like maybe more hunter spells that like burn. Like it's a more narrow. I don't know if that's actually true. I might be making that up. If it's more narrow than the amount of beasts, hunter spells is more narrow than the amount of beasts. But there's probably like a bunch of cards that do the same thing, like that burn. So there is that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't see this being that good. But it's a 1-mana 1/1 and beast, and I mean that's always been like okay in hunter. So that makes me want to rate it a little bit higher.
I think a lot of the cards that give you a random X are best right after rotation because the pool is so small. Like you have the highest chance of getting a kill command right now in this next metagame than at any other point. Like that's why these effects are so terrible and wild because there's just so many bad cards, right? But right now the pool is refined. So I think it has some potential to be playable, but I don't really think it's going to. I don't think it's good enough. I think maybe if it was a 2/1, it would be good enough, but I'm going to give it a 2. What about you?
I'm going to give it a 2 as well. I think it's like 1-mana 1/1 beast has like been good in the past. It's probably okay, but it's not something I'm excited about. But yeah, I mean, it could make its way into some decks. But moving on, we have Unleash the Beast. 6-mana spell, twin spell. Summon a 5/5 Wyvern with Rush. 6/6 or 6-mana 5/5 Rush. Is that something you want to play? I guess, and you get it back, so it's another 5-mana 6-mana 5/5 with Rush.
I don't want to play it. High main's pretty good. That's a 6-mana 6/5 that gets me. Like I don't know how important Rush is gonna be. Like Rush always feels really mediocre, and right now, but I think that's because there's not too many board like board fights going on, you know, like there's not a whole lot of tension on the board right now, but
like board centric decks matchups, that kind of thing.
Yeah, like zoo versus zoo, or like hunter versus, like, you know what I mean, like just matchups that depend on the board. There's not a whole lot of those right now. I think this card's pretty bad. I would give it a 1, but what about you?
I mean, in those, if they're like the meta ends up being more board centric, I can see this being playable. So like that makes me not want to give it a 1, but yeah, I mean, it really, I guess it really requires that meta to actually be a thing. Because if it's not, then you're just summoning a 5/5 for 6 mana, which is really, really bad, and you should just be playing high main. So it really just depends on how the meta shapes up. I think it's something you would want to play if it's like more board centric though. So that would make me want to go a little bit towards 2, and I think it's what I'm gonna give it. But yeah, it really just requires the meta to be in that area of board centric decks.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next card.
All right. The next card is Arcane Fletcher. It is a 4-mana 3/3. Whenever you play a 1-cost minion, draw a spell from your deck. So, this is kind of where that the last card we just reviewed. This is where the like Shimmerfly might come into play, something like that. You just get a whole bunch of spells, but like, is that even good? I don't think that's really
Probably
that good.
not.
Like, this is a 4-mana 3/3. Like, Hunter has always been a deck that relies on just tempoing out your opponent. Like, the hero power is designed in such a way that like Hunter is almost always going to be a deck that you are going to be trying to like tempo out your opponent and kill them. It's never really been a control deck that relies on getting a bunch of spells and stuff like that, and then like you wanting value. Like, all these cards are value oriented, and that's never been what Hunter's about. And even now, I don't see that ever being the case. I think this card is just bad. But
I'm with
what
you.
do you think?
It's a Hunter card, and it's a 4-mana 3/3. Doesn't do anything. I mean, like, it does something, but not really, you know? Like, it's not something that I want to play. Like, maybe if it was, like... Maybe it'd be too broken if it was, like, cheaper, but, like... If it was just, like, a 3-mana 3/3, you could play it and, like, try to draw your kill commands. Like, sure, but, like... As a 4-mana 3/3, it feels you have to commit more to actually wanting to draw spells from your deck. And, I don't think I don't want to do that with, a 4-mana 3/3 in my deck. I'd rather just like not include it and play a better card. So yeah, I'm gonna go with like the unplayable category. I'm gonna put it in 1. I don't know if we ever see this.
Yeah, same. Yeah, same.
But it does have a Mean Girls reference in the flavor text, so I mean that's kind of cool.
All right. Yeah, what is this next card?
All right, 9 lives, 3-mana Hunter spell. Discover a friendly Death Rattle minion that died this game. Also trigger its Death Rattle. So it kind of reminds me of... Well, I mean, I guess it's not similar, but the one that brings all your beasts back that died this turn. And in that, like, you kind of have to have, like...
Revenge of the Wild, yeah.
Revenge of the Wild, yeah. You kind of have to have, like, something going on first for this to be, like, playable. You can't really, like, play it on 3 and bring back your Shimmerfly. Like, it has to be like a high main or whatever like other like Death Rattles there are. But yeah, like, right. I mean, I could see it in maybe like a specialist like sideboard. I think the card is like super powerful, but like the fact that you can't really use it until later in the game really brings it down for any of like the tempo style Hunter decks that we've had in the past. And like you said, how historically it's always been that way, or like that's the way that Hunters had to play, just with its hero power. And this isn't exactly something that really helps it.
Yeah, I mean, I think there would need to be some type of major Death Rattle effect, like say Hydronox was a Hunter card, then like this is almost a pseudo like better Witching Hour or something like that. But,
yeah,
like,
that's
that's not the case. Like, I don't think this card is playable right now. But if they ever print a big Death Rattle Hunter card that's actually really good, then this card could be a staple in that kind of deck. It could be a combo activator or whatever you want to call it. But right now, I think it's just a 1 or a 2.
Yeah, we lose Devil's Oreg, like all those Death Rattles from Death Rattle Hunter. So yeah, I don't see this being like that good. It'd have to be like some big Death Rattle, or maybe even like a cheap minion with a really good Death Rattle also can be okay. But none of those exist right now, so I don't see this thing play right now. I think like maybe on power level I can give it a 2, but I just don't see this thing play right now.
Yeah, so but I think it has a lot of potential. It has a lot of potential in the future. It could just like become broken at any point if they print the right card.
Yeah, for sure. I can see that. All right, tell me about the first legendary.
The first Hunter legendary is Oblivitron. 6 mana, 3/4 mech that says Death Rattle. Summon a mech from your hand and trigger its Death Rattle. That like name sounds so epic, and then it's just like a 3/4. Like that's
I
just,
know.
there's like Oblivitron, and then he's like, "Sup guys?
What up,
How
guys?
you doing?
What up, guys?
Oblivitron."
Polyphatron reporting for duty.
Oh man, some
Mechathune Hunter.
Mechathune Hunter. Is that a thing? Like that? Like where is this good? Like what big mech do we have that is going to be
Mechathune.
like insane?
Okay, so you can play it.
Mechathune's not
You
going
play
to die though.
You could
Like so it
okay,
would
so you
never
play
actually
it.
trigger.
You play Spring Paw. You trade it. You Wing Blast your Oblivitron. It pulls Mechathune. Okay, and then you Goblin Prank, making it die at the end of turn.
Oh
Boom.
my god, you're a genius.
Got it.
Got him.
Someone else probably came up with that, but
How do we
I
get
look
through
like
our
the smart
deck?
one here.
How do we draw our
We're
whole
playing
deck?
Hunter. Oh, the fetch card, the 3 mana draw spells from your deck. I don't know how we're. I don't know, dude. But the potential, or not the potential. I don't know. There are tools there for a Mechathune Hunter. If it's gonna be good, probably not, because it's Mechathune Hunter. But the tools are there.
I mean,
I think it's bad.
like maybe if like Sneasel's Shredder or something got printed again, like then this card has a target. But right now there's just no targets for it. Like what big mech are you gonna summon and trigger the Death Rattle of right now? There's just not anything that is. It just doesn't seem good enough. Like you're most likely gonna be pulling like a Spider Bomb or something and triggering that. Like that's not worth a six. Like this is a 3/4. That's so bad. If this was a 6 mana 6/6, like maybe it would be like very playable, but like at a 3/4 stat line, it feels so terrible. I don't know. I give it a 2.
I probably do. Okay, I was gonna give it a 1. Actually, I'm gonna give it a 1 still. Never mind. I was gonna say Mechathune Hunter convinced me, but no, never mind. I don't know why I said that.
With that said,
was a
I'm
dumb
gonna be
idea.
playing this day 1, so.
All right. I don't know how to say this. Verisa Windrunner.
All right.
7 mana 5/6.
Verisa Windrunner,
Battle Cry.
yeah.
Equipped a Thoridol. This wait, I feel like everyone hates me now for saying it like that. The Star's Fury. Let me click over to the weapon. That's 3 mana 2/3. Well, I mean, I guess it's equipped, but it's a 2/3 weapon. After you attack, you gain +2 spell damage. So yeah, this is your Spell Hunter card for your rapid fires and that kind of thing. Is there any other cheap spells that go face?
The Risa. Arcane Shot goes face. Kill. Well, they don't need to be cheap. Like it's a weapon that like. So the first turn you play this, you hit in. You hit him for like 6 or something, and the next turn you just kill command him. You just get him. Like you hit again, you
Okay.
kill command for like 9. Like you know what I mean. Are you smelling what I'm stepping in? Are you picking up what I'm putting down?
I'm flipping while you're flopping, dude. I mean, I don't think the deck is gonna be playable, but it's gonna be a cool deck that exists. Probably, maybe. I mean, if it ever is good, like people just play ooze and then you can't really play your deck anymore. But
Ooh.
again, it'll be something that exists. I'm still probably just gonna give it a 1.
Nah, dude, this card's a solid 3 for me. This card.
Why? Because it's shooting 3 arrows.
No, well,
That's solid reasoning.
No,
It's,
but no. Oh, I'm gonna mess around with it. Okay, I think
Okay, yeah.
it has potential if weapon destruction is non-existent, and it's fun, and I'm gonna give
Yeah.
it a 2 now because I'm saying I'm playing it for fun, and you know how that goes.
Yeah.
No, it's a 2. If I'm having fun with the card, it's probably not worthy of a 3. Never mind.
All right.
Hearthstone's not about fun. What am I saying?
All right, on to the Paladin cards, starting with Lightforge's Blessing. 2-mana spell, twin spell, give a friendly minion lifesteal. Not exactly what I'm looking for. Seems like some just sort of like filler. I don't know. I'm not looking to give something lifesteal. There's already like the 2-mana heal for draw card. I forgot what it's called, but like that already exists, which is probably better. Yeah, like I don't know. There's probably other healing for Paladin that's better.
Bad out of 5. 1 out of 5.
Bad out of 5.
Next card.
All right. Boom.
All right. Never surrender. 1-mana Paladin secret. When your opponent casts a spell, give your minions +2 health. I think this card is one of the best secrets we've seen in a while. I think it's like a 4 out of 5. Pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, goes in Secret Paladin, one of the best we've had in a while. Really punishes people, maybe for playing around other secrets, or even like not having enough for the AoE to kill your board, like just protects your board. So I mean, I don't know. It's just a good secret. Gonna go in the archetype that they're obviously pushing with Secret Paladin. So yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say about it. It's just a good card, I guess.
Yeah.
So I'm fine giving it a 4 and moving on. Just like the last one, we gave a 1 and move on.
All right. Next card is Bronze Herald. 3-mana, 3/2, Death Rattle, add 2 4/4 dragons to your hand. I mean, this card is like pretty okay. I don't know. I'm not excited for it. Dragon Paladin is like non-existent right now. I don't know.
Yeah.
Seems bad.
This is like the opposite of tempo. Like it's a 3-mana 3/2 that you have to play, and then it gives you 2 4/4s that you actually have to play that are just 4-mana 4/4s. That don't really give you tempo. I mean, it could give you stuff on curve to play, but if like that's not the case, or if they just have something better than a 4-mana 4/4 to answer your 4-mana 4/4 or anything like that, or like just any good answer, it's not exactly a card that I want to be playing.
Nah.
We do still have a Cathedral Gargoyle, which is kind of cool, like the 2-mana 2/2 Divine Shield Taunt, or if you're holding a dragon, gain Divine Shield Taunt, which can go in the deck. But again, like I don't know, I think you lose too much tempo playing this and the 4/4s.
Yeah.
So it's not really something I'm excited about. I'm looking at like the maybe only Kibler plays this category.
Kibler out of 5.
Kibler out
I give
of
it a
5,
1
yeah.
out of 5. 1 out of 5
Yeah.
until they print more dragon support.
Yeah, for sure. If they give us more support for dragons, I can definitely see it being more playable. But yeah, right now it's just the dragon that you're taking a pretty big tempo loss on. But next card, 2-mana 2/2 weapon, Mysterious Blade, Battle Cry. If you control a secret, gain +1 attack. So they gave us 2-mana War Axe back for Secret Paladin.
Pretty good.
Which, I mean, it feels pretty good just because like a lot of times the secret's not going to trigger on one, depending on like the secrets that you play, but it's usually one that like if you're playing a secret on one, it's not going to trigger, and
Seems pretty good to me.
yeah, it's just a War Axe. I don't know. It's a good weapon.
War Axe is a good card, man, especially if we're seeing like a lot of these archetypes that Blizzard seems to be pushing, like Murlocs and all these shenanigans that are like board centric. I don't know.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think this card is probably a 4 out of 5.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be
those
a staple in Secret Paladin.
Like Secret Paladin seems like an aggressive like style deck where even if you happen to not have the secret on one, like you don't have to play this on 2. There's probably like a lot of other plays you have just because you're playing an aggressive deck. So you have like other 1s and 2s that you can be playing over this on 2. So it's not like, oh, I don't have a secret, like, oh, this is so bad now, because you can have like other things to do just because like, you're probably playing an aggro deck, but like you can also just play a secret into this as well and have like a pretty insane weapon. So yeah, I mean, I'm also in the 4 to 5 category here. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I I mean, even on turn 3, play a secret, play this, hit him for 6 over 2 turns. Pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Next card.
3-mana spell, Call to Adventure. Draw the lowest cost minion from your deck. Give it +2/+2. I haven't thought of something to do with this yet, except for like maybe drawing a Secret Keeper, which I don't know if is exactly the best idea because you're taking your turn 3 to draw a Secret Keeper. But if there's like a combo deck where your only minion in your deck is Shirvallah, like that's kind of cool. You get to draw your Shirvallah.
I guess.
I don't know.
But then
I don't. No, I don't know. This
I
is
don't
dumb.
know. This card is to be determined.
Not
Toast.
Yeah, I don't
toast
think
out
it's
of
good. A toast out of 5 just because there could be some combo deck. Well, like it is specific, which makes it good, but like it's not good
3
itself.
mana. It's 3
Yeah.
mana, man.
All right.
Like
I'm gonna give it a 1, and we can move to the next card.
Yeah. Like maybe if Chain Gang was a thing still, and you know, like that was.
Then you have no like 3 through 1 drops, 1 through 3
I'm just
drops.
spitballing, man. I'm just spitballing.
No, I respect it.
All right. Next card is Desperate Measures. It's a 1-mana paladin spell that says twin spell, cast a random paladin secret. I mean, this card's insane in like Secret Paladin, right? It's literally just 2 secrets for like I don't know. Like a random secret is fine in Paladin. Like you just play this on 1 into the weapon on 2, or just even later on in the game, like, or you play a Secret Keeper, and then turn 2 you just play both halves of this card, and then all of a sudden you have a big Secret Keeper and 2 Paladin secrets. I don't know, and they're random, so it's like your opponent can't play around that. Like how do you play around random?
Yeah.
You don't. You just pray that it's not what you don't want it to be. And
Yeah, exactly.
Like, this card seems really, really good. I think it's a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, especially like it being one card for 2 secrets is pretty insane as well. Like, I mean, it's just good value. It helps you with your critical mass of secrets that you need for like your secret activated cards, so you can actually have them activated a lot of the time. And yeah, I mean it's just pretty solid in the archetype that they're pushing. I'm 4 to 5 on this one too. The archetype looks good. I'm giving it a good rating then. Yeah. All right. Next card. 5-mana spell, Duel. Summon a minion from each player's deck. They fight. So I'm assuming they just like attack each other. And this is kind of cool. Like the deck disruption, that kind of thing. Like the combos, like to fight against like some combo decks. I don't know how prevalent like combo decks would be, but I'm glad they're taking measures to give us some tools against it, just in case like degenerate combo decks do come back and are taking over the meta. There are some ways to fight back.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the flavor of this card. I would have to give it like a 2, though, just because it's like pretty bad if the metagame isn't fit for it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe
exactly.
Maybe you just play like giant card. Like maybe there's like a big paladin deck or something, but I don't really see that being a thing. I don't know. I think this is just like a 2 right now, but it's gonna be a really good tech card in certain metagames.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go 1 just because like I don't really see it seeing play outside of like that, where like it has to be like a combo meta, maybe like a specialist like sideboard card, but outside of that I don't really see it seeing play. It is a cool flavor card. Nice to see that they're putting more combo disruption in, but yeah, besides that I don't really see it being played. So I'm just gonna have to give it a 1 and move
to the
on.
next one.
All right. 5-mana or paladin minion, 3/5, Dragon Speaker, Battle Cry. Give all your dragons in your hand +3/+3. They actually just made Brian Kibler a card. It says dragon and hand buff stuff. They literally made him a card. That's insane. He didn't have to win Worlds. They just gave it to him.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
crazy, dude.
If the flavor text is he likes to hang out with his favorite dog Shiro after a hard-fought battle,
Oh my
I
god.
wouldn't even be surprised. I wouldn't even be surprised.
That'd be so
Like,
good.
I don't know. This card's a Kibler out of 10, and by that I mean like
Yeah, for
1 out
sure.
of 5. I think it's a 1 out of 5.
I mean, we're
but,
not saying Kibler's 1 out of 5, but like we're saying this card is.
this card.
it's not
no, Kibler's a Kibler out of 10.
Oh
Or,
yeah, for
Brian
sure.
Brian out of Kibler.
You lost me, but I'm gonna give this card a 1, and then we're gonna go to the next one.
Yeah, that sounds about right. All right, next card. This is a hype card though. Commander Risa, 3 mana, 4/3. Your secret's triggered twice. That's crazy under like redemption, and this card's real good. This card's real.
It's
good.
like has some aggressive stats, a pretty good effect. Usually you're gonna play it like there's gonna be a secret in play, or even playing it with a secret is still pretty insane. Or I'm about to say it, but like it's still pretty good. Like it's gonna go in your secret deck for sure. I mean, it just does what the deck wants to do. It wants to hit them, and it wants to make life miserable for your opponent, having to deal with secrets. And this card does both of those things. It is a little awkward with like auto defense matrix, or like it doesn't really do
you
anything.
get, like, double divine shield, but
Yeah, exactly.
double sacrifice is cool.
Yeah, noble sacrifice, like redemption, like those are pretty insane to go with this. So yeah, I don't know. I mean,
even
I
the
feel like
health
it's just a
card.
card you want to play with it. Oh yeah,
The health cards.
double health, 4 to all your minions is pretty insane. So I mean, yeah, I think
Warlock's
this is
gonna
just a
hellfire
staple in
me
the deck.
plus 4 health. Not anymore, kid.
Yeah, nice try. Yeah,
Nice
I mean,
try,
good card.
you boy. Yeah, I think it's.
I'm gonna give it a
5.
4.
What do you think?
I'm going with 4.
Yeah.
I can't really tell you why, which maybe
Actually, I'm gonna go
maybe
with 5.
means I should go
This
with
card's
5.
a 5, man. This is a 5.
Because like you're always
This
gonna
is
play
a
the Secret
5.
Paladin, and Secret Paladin seems playable. Though there's like
I
no
know, this is a
divine
5.
favor, which is like, but I don't know if that deck needs divine favor, in the form of Rise of the Shadows. So I think I'm gonna go with 5 just because I can't think of downsides for the card.
Yeah.
All right, next card though. Nazari, 10 mana,
Yeah.
4/12 dragon, restore both heroes to full. So I know a lot of people were complaining about like the neutral legendary that makes your deck 10 cards for specialist, but I can see this also being pretty bad for specialists. Like just a really slow deck, you take forever to kill you, and then like they probably have you low and you go back to full, and we're taking forever again, and the rounds are lasting forever and everybody's miserable. But yeah, that's where I see this going, and that slow type of paladin deck that everyone's gonna have to wait for in opens.
No, I actually don't think that it will be the case, honestly. I think that this card
Really?
is more like... I think it kind of will play out like Reno, where it's like, if you have it on 10, you go to full health, and then the game's just over, because they can never win. Like, next turn, you just clear
Okay,
their board.
fair enough.
And then, like, the game, like, they're out of gas. Like, this card is very, very powerful. I think,
Yeah, for
in
sure.
any type of control paladin, this card is nuts, and I don't think it's going to be an issue, because I think once you regain all your life, especially like on turn 10, your opponent's already going to be running on fumes at that point, just desperate to kill you. Like once you play it, the game's just over. Like even though your opponent goes to 30 and you go to 30, like you're just going to have so many more big creatures and stuff. Like this is a 4/12 body too, so it's like the game's just going to be over once you play it. I don't think it's actually going to make the games go terribly long. I think it's just going to be like once you play it, your opponent's like, okay, you have it. Like you're back to full health. That's it. Game's over. You drew Reno.
I mean, I can see that for sure. It's definitely pretty powerful. Like I think it's like a lot of cards. It doesn't exactly have the home. I guess like there's still like Controller's Shell like still left over, but like we have the quality nerf. Even with that, like it was still kind of playable towards the end of this last meta. So like maybe this is something that you include going forward, and maybe it's still playable. I'm not sure how good it'll be, but I think that the card itself is pretty powerful, and it just depends on like if the deck is there.
Yeah.
I think that makes me want to give it like a 3, maybe even 4, because like the deck, like we still have like a lot of the things that go into the deck. We just don't, or we're missing like Uther, so our combo's gonna have to be like Shervala, Holy Wrath again, which can maybe be a little less good. But
I don't know.
mean,
I don't
who
think it has
knows?
to be a combo. I think it'd just be a
Yeah, I
control,
mean that's also true.
like value style paladin. I think that over in a vacuum, this card's insane. I think I'm gonna give it a 4.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give it a 4 out of 12.
I see what you did there.
Took a while, but here we are.
All right, next card
All right.
is we're done with the paladin cards now. We're moving on to druid. This is a druid spell, 3 mana, Blessing of the Ancients, twin spell. Give your minions +1/+1. So it's going to. It's kind of like Power of the Wild or Mark of the Lotus, except it has twin spell. It costs 3 mana. I think that this card's actually like there's some potential there if there's like a token druid kind of archetype. I don't know if there will be. Like we're losing. Are we losing Whispering Woods or whatever? I don't think so.
No. No.
So it's like
Wait,
maybe
no.
there's some type. And we have Violet Teacher. Like maybe there is going to be some type of token deck that's going to be viable. So I could see this card seeing play as like a 1 of or even a 2 of in some type of token deck. If there isn't a token deck or some type, then this card's going to be garbage. But I'm going to give it a 2 because it has potential.
I think it's just way too expensive, even in those decks. Honestly, I don't know. I just don't see where it would be good. I mean, like 3 mana is just so expensive for like the Power of the Wild effect, like the buff your team. So yeah, it's gonna be like way too late to your like online doing your teacher stuff. I guess there still is Whispering Woods. We don't really have UI to like refill anymore. There's just like not a lot there for the deck, I don't think, and I don't think this card is really helping it at all, just being so expensive. I think I'm gonna go with 1. I don't even know if it would even see play in like an aggressive style like Druid deck or even like a token style Druid deck. Like maybe Power of the Wild is probably like enough. Power of the Wild, like Soul of the Forest, Roar. It's probably like good enough. I don't know if we would actually need this. So I think I'm gonna give it
like,
1.
With the loss of like UI and stuff, I feel like the value of the twin spell is the reason why I'm giving it a 2, just because it has some added like later on in the game. It's not like it gives you more than something that is cheaper. But I
could
know.
see that.
We'll see. All right,
I
next
just think
card.
it's super expensive, so I don't see it being played. But yeah, next card. Acorn Bearer, 1 mana 2/1, Death Rattle. Add 2 squirrels to your hand. So I mean, this can go with the last card that we just saw, giving you the 2/1/1s and also just being a nice like aggressive minion, I guess. A nice 1-drop, but I don't know what Druid's going for right now. I don't know where they're at. What kind of like styles of Druid are going to be popular or even played, if any. And I don't know where this fits in that. I guess it would be like an aggressive token style Druid deck, and
Yeah.
I don't know.
Druid's in
I
a
don't know
weird
if those
spot.
decks are there. Yeah, for sure. It could be the first
Druid's
time
like-
in like 4 years that Druid's not good. It's weird. It's weird for this to actually be a thing, because it's
I
always
think that-
been good every meta.
Like I just think that Druid kind of lost its identity now that Wild Growth is 3 mana and Nourish is 6 mana. It's like, what does Druid want to be doing? I don't think we have any idea. I feel like Blizzard is trying to push it into a more aggressive version since they're kind of getting away from ramp, UI's rotating, all that good stuff. But I don't know if that's going to be good enough. Like, if it is, though, this card is a staple in any type of aggressive Druid deck. It's just very... it just seems really good to me. But I don't think that kind of Druid deck's
for
just gonna
sure.
be good enough. I just don't see it happening, but maybe it will. I don't know. I think that this card's a solid 2 to a 3. What do you think?
I think the card itself is pretty solid. The only thing is like just Druid isn't very good, so I'm fine giving it a 2. Like it is a playable card if we find a deck for it, but like is Druid Druid's not doing anything right now. But yeah, moving on. Crystal Power, 1 mana, choose 1, deal 2 damage to a minion, or restore 5 health. For a 1 mana spell, I mean, seems pretty good, right? Having options on one in a spell. Yeah.
This is probably the best Druid card in the set, and like, it's not anything to write home about. It's just like a good, solid Druid card. Like, I think that this card's a 3. Like, I think it's like a really decent card, but it's not super exciting.
With you on that one. I mean, I think the card is like super good for a 1 mana spell. Like, good options, good heal. Like, could deal with a minion, deal with like a smaller minion, giving you some trouble in the early game, like a Flame Imp. But yeah, exactly. Still probably like one of the best Druid cards, and it's still probably just like a 3. Yeah. I guess like note there's like the restore 5. There's like a restore 5 theme going on with Druid a little bit in this set, so that maybe could bump it up a little bit as well.
Yeah, I'm factoring that in when I'm giving it a 3. So it's just like I don't know. I just think Druid's kind of all over the place. But anyways, next card, the Forest Aid. It is an 8 mana twin spell, summon 5/2/2 Treants. Like this is where I see like, okay, maybe this like token kind of Druid actually has a fighting. Like, this card is actually really powerful against any type of slower deck. Like, just being able to create 2 massive boards that have to be answered back to back in one card seems very powerful. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that one. It was at first I thought about it. I'm like 8 mana, like 5/2/2s, not exciting. But like, I think it was Orange who tweeted it out about how this card could be insane, and started thinking about it a little bit more. And like, it is 2 pretty big boards that they have to deal with, and like, they have to respect like Savage Roar and those kind of like team buff cards, because like they could just die if they leave anything, or if they leave them up. So I mean, I could see that, like, just setting up a board. I mean, again, like, Druid seems like in an awkward space. There's no like UI to get a lot of your cards back, where you would want to like ramp this. So you can depend on Nourish a lot more, which also got nerfed. Yeah, so I don't know. I think the card itself could be like pretty powerful, but again, like, we're in Druid. I'm not sure if it's just gonna be good enough, but the card itself I think is pretty good.
I actually think that this card is what's going to make Druid viable, honestly. There's a lot of kind of synergies that people forgot about, like Mulch Muncher is insane with this card. Like, they kill off the first board. Now all of a sudden you have like a 0 mana 8/8 rush, and then you just get the other half of it, and your opponent has to somehow deal with all of that again. I think that there is hope for Druid in some type of token form, and that this card is going to be very powerful in that deck. And the lack of Ultimate Infestation means we kind of want cards that give you lots of value like this card does. And the fact that you're going to be playing Savage Roar and all those team buff cards, like you said, the 5/5s, the 5/2/2 Treants are much more threatening than just 5/2/2 Treants. It's also 5/2/2 Treants that can be double Savage Roared and kill you in 1 turn. That's what your opponent's going to be afraid of. They're going to feel like they have to clear the board or they're going to die. I think this card's actually really solid. I think I would give it a 4 out of 5.
Oh, so this one is the best one in the set now.
Yeah.
I think I'm
well, I mean, if that archetype's good. I still think Crystal Power is probably overall better, but I have a thing for Treant Druid, honestly. Like, I actually played that quite a bit. I played a lot of
with Mulch Muncher. I didn't
and Mulch Muncher
really consider Mulch Muncher that much. But yeah, I guess it could be a thing. I don't know. The fact that it makes 2 big boards is also like pretty good. It does kind of suck that like we don't have that many good tools to answer boards. So like sometimes you could just play it and it's just 4/2/2s that they kind of have to just trade into, which I guess can weaken their board for the second one, which can maybe like clear a board. But still, it's not exactly like the most exciting. But I think it's solid playable. Like 3, like could make the archetype or could, if the archetype is there. So I mean, I think that's reasonable.
Next card.
Moving on. Oh, that's a Treant. All right, there we go.
Trent. All right, Dreamway Guardians, 2 mana, Shaman or not Druid, not Shaman card. So, like Druid is becoming the new Shaman in my head, so I'm just like, all right, 2 mana Shaman spell, no 2 mana Druid spell, summon 2/1/2 Dryads with Lifesteal. I actually like this card a lot.
Really?
Like it's a card that summons 2 cards. Really? I don't know. Like summoning 2 cards, it's pretty good. I mean, the fact that they have Lifesteal and they're not just 2/2/2s, but they also have a card that summons 2/2/2 Treants for 3 mana, so they couldn't do that. I don't know. But if like Zoo and other decks that are aggressive are prominent, this card's actually pretty good. I don't know. I think it would be a staple in that kind of deck.
I mean, I guess it makes 2 things, which is like a kind of a cool thing. But I mean, they're like 1/2s, so they're like even if it's like against Zoo, it's just like a 1/2 they're hitting into. It's not usually like a big problem for Zoo, or like most of those aggressive decks. I don't know. It just seems like the bodies are pretty weak, and Lifesteal doesn't seem that relevant. Like you'll probably gain 2 at most. But if there is like a deck where we can power out all these like token effects or 2/1/2s, 2/2/2s, like all that kind of stuff, like maybe more or less focused off of like Forest Aid, I guess, and more on just playing a bunch of stuff early and try to buff that and kill him as fast as possible. I could see this more played, but besides that, I think it's just a 1. I don't know. I don't really see this being played.
I mean, I picture it as like 2 attack, 4 health worth of stats for 2 mana with Lifesteal. Seems pretty good to me. Like, it's not like amazing, but I think it's at least a 2. I'm gonna give it a 2.
Okay.
I don't think it's a 1. I think it's definitely playable.
All right. What's the next one? Life Weaver. Whenever you restore health, add a random Druid spell to your hand. So I guess it can work with this. It's definitely something to curve into when you have the Dryads. I'm not a huge believer of like the heal Druids, where like this would go. But you know, I'm open. I'm open to some stuff. You can convince me on some heal Druid if you want.
How do we deal damage to ourselves besides Crystal Weaver? Like, what other cards? Well, that's more my concern. Is like, if you're putting things on the board, your opponent is probably going to be hitting those things and not your face. So how do you actually deal damage to yourself to be able to restore health? That's more like, sure, on turn 2 you could play that card, turn 3 you could play this, turn 4 you can just hero power something and try to lose health. But honestly, you want to be getting value out of this immediately. Like, when you play this on turn 3, you want to be getting 2 random Druid spells right away. And unless you have Crystal, I think it's called Crystal Weaver, maybe it's Crystal Maiden, the one that deals 5 damage to yourself and you get 5 armor. It's really hard to actually have yourself damaged and curve out on this. But if you can do it consistently, then this card is actually not bad. Random Druid spells are pretty decent a lot of the time. Like, it's definitely better than a random Hunter spell, but unless that becomes a thing, this card is garbage. But I think it's a 2 because it has potential.
I'm gonna go in the garbage category. I don't think it's very good. I'm not sold on heal Druid, and like you said, it's gonna be hard to damage yourself if you're Q or trying to curve the Dryads into this or something like that. So yeah, I mean, I don't really see this card being that good, so I'm gonna give it a 1. All right. Next card, Crystal Song Portal, 2 mana spell. Discover a Druid minion. If your hand has no minions, keep all 3. So it's kind of like Master's Call, except it's like just not cards from your deck. I I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think it's that great, but like it is a potential like draw 3, which is like kind of hard to ignore.
I think that this card has like you could play some type of tokeny, like some type of tokeny druid deck that plays like spell based minion creation, right? Like you don't actually have to play minions. Like there's a lot of druid spells that create creatures. You could just play this as a pseudo draw 3, and now all of a sudden your druid deck is like a combo deck that also just has random crazy value, kind of like how Control Warrior has a 1 mana draw 3 max, even though like you don't really play you're like a more control-y deck and you're really like a slower deck. I could see that this card is a staple in some type of druid. I don't really see it immediately right now, but I definitely see the potential that this card has. Like you said, can't ignore a potential draw 3 card.
Yeah, for sure. Like a lot of looking through, like a lot of druid minions are not exactly the best, but I mean sometimes just draw 3 is draw 3, and you know, that's just good. So like that makes me want to give it like a 2 or 3 instead of just like unplayable. I think I'll just go 3 just because like draw 3, right? Keep it consistent.
Yeah.
I can
3
see it
mana
playing
draw
home
3
somewhere.
rated as a 3. I think it'll
Exactly.
definitely find a home at some point. Maybe not immediately right away, but draw 3, man, it's just so good. Like you can't, and you can play the minions from your hand. Like you could even play this in a deck that plays minions that are low costed. Just play the minions, and then this is like a late game. Like you just have value, so now you can beat the control decks.
Exactly.
All right, next card. Crystal Stag. 5 mana, 4/4 beast, rush, battle cry. If you've restored 5 health this game, summon a copy of this. I mean, okay. Restoring health, pretty. I mean, I guess maybe. I don't know.
It's a 5 mana 8/8 with rush.
Like
Think
that's
about it
pretty,
like that.
that's
5
pretty
mana 8/8 with
good,
rush.
but like, it's all like whether or not you can actually heal 5 health. That's so hard to do. Like you have Ornery Tortoise on 3 as well. Since this is 5, like you can Ornery Tortoise deal 5 damage to yourself, and now all of a sudden like you can actually heal 5 health. But then you also have to be playing like the only realistic card that I could see you playing is the 1 mana card that restores 5 health. Besides that, like what other restore health cards do you want to play? Like they're all
that
so
you want to
bad.
play. None of them. Yeah,
Like,
you'll
they're all
probably
so
end up
bad.
playing Healing Touch. Like
No.
Healing Touch is not
Like-
exactly a good card, but like if this
Okay.
is something that you want to try to do, like you have to play it.
Okay, so hear me out. This card is actually potentially insane off of the draw 3 random druid minion card.
Oh,
like-
wait, how do you restore 5 though?
You just play the 1 mana card and you have it. Like you're like the 1 mana card
Okay.
is good. Like this is randomly very good some of the time, maybe.
This is a druid minion. Yeah, okay, I'm with you on this one.
I think it's a solid 1 or a 2, but
I don't know,
What do you
like it
think?
just feels so insane, but the cards just aren't there. You're like the 1 mana card is there, like it's a good card, but like you don't want to play Healing Touch. You want to play it on 5. You can't play like Lore, and you don't even want to play Lore. So like yeah, off of like the Crystal Song Portal, sure, very good. If you already restored 5 with your hero power or with your 1 mana spell, Crystal Power, I think. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think in a vacuum, this card is good. Being activated on 5, it's really good. But I don't know how often that's happening. And I would want, like, I really, really want to give this a 1. Like, I think I should give it a 1 because there's just not good ways to activate it. But, like, it's a 5 mana 8/8, which makes you bump it up to 2. So I think I'm going to go 2. Just because it could be a 5 mana 8/8 in the future, it could be okay. But, like, right now, I don't know how you even play it.
there's some janky combos with it. Like there's a card that says draw a beast from your deck, give it like +4 health or +4 attack or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
But I
Yeah,
mean,
there's
like I
that
said,
too.
janky combos. We're living in Magic Christmas land. If we're doing
okay.
that, so
I like that land. All right,
All right.
next card. Keeper Staldrus. 2 mana 2/3. After you cast a choose one spell, add a copy of both choices to your hand. So like if it was Power of the Wild, you would get the 3/2 and the +1/+1, both as 2 mana cards, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know. This card seems pretty solid. 2 mana 2/3, like I said, are like just fine stats, and the effect is pretty powerful. Like it's probably power enough to play.
Yeah, I think this card is actually
it makes no
really
sense in that
overrated.
like that Power of the Wild deck. What was that?
I think this card was actually like people were like, "Oh my god, it's like Fandral or something," and in reality, this card is nowhere near that power level. I think it's actually much weaker than something like Fandral. But I do think that Druid is so bad right now that this card will see play because it's like 2 mana 2/3. Like sometimes it gives you some cool value, but like I actually don't think this card is that good. I think it's just one of those things where you might have to play it because everything else in the class is so bad. I actually think this card's good too, but
I think it's good. I just don't think it's on like the Fandral level. I don't know where you would want to play it. That's like also another thing. I don't know. I think I would go like 3, but because I think it's powerful. Like sure, it's not Fandral level, but like it's still like a good amount of value in a class that doesn't really have that much value anymore after losing UI. But yeah, just I think finding the home for it, I guess, is gonna be the thing. Like sure, you can put it like in any Druid deck, but there's probably one where it's like the best, being like a 2 mana 2/3. It would make me want to say like some sort of like Power of the Wild deck. Is probably where it could be, or probably one where it shines. But I mean, we'll see. I want to give it 3 just because I think it's powerful, but
it's really good with the 1 mana Druid spell.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
Choose one. Like that is where it will shine, is with in combination with that card, but I still don't even think that's like super powerful. All right, next card. Lucent Bark. 8 mana, 4/8, taunt, death rattle, go dormant, restore 5 health to awaken this minion. I mean, okay. 8 mana is a lot of mana. I'd rather be summoning 5 Treants that are threatening to kill my opponent than doing nothing relevant. Like it's a 4/8 taunt on 8 that sometimes comes alive. I don't know. I think it's bad. What do you think?
Okay, so you play this, right? And then you play Floop, and then you play Faceless. Boom. That's 3 4/8s. They always come back when you restore 4 or restore 5.
Okay.
Did I sell you? Yeah. Because I didn't even sell myself.
I mean, what are you doing that is like besides that 1 mana card? What other healing cards are you playing? That's my question. Like you could play life steal minions, sure, or like you could play. You get to restore 5
You have to play like
health,
Lore Healing Touch. Like you have to play Healing Touch. Like that's just a given. It's not a good card, but you have to play it.
Like you just have to play so many bad cards. Like because this is 5 health in one burst. It's not like you can't play Shroom Brewer or something along those lines and get the 5 health back. Like that's only 4 health. Like you have to do it all in one burst, right? So
yeah,
it's like the rogue card where you have to do it like all 4 spells in one turn. It's not like you can play one spell and then like it stacks. It has to be all in one turn. So realistically, there's only 1 or 2 cards that actually make this card come back from being dormant, and for that reason, I think it's only like a 2. Like I want to give it a 1, but like the fact that they could print better. The fact that they could print better healing spells in the future, like imagine they print a card that's like draw a card, restore 5 health. And now
I mean, to be fair, like it's still an 8 mana 4/8. Like it's still an 8 mana 4. Like I don't know if that's like exactly like the best thing to be playing either.
Yeah, but like if they print a card that's like 2, like okay, or I'll just say if you draw the 1 mana, restore 5 health. Like after they kill it, restore 5 health, and then you just copy it, like you said. And now all of a sudden you have a wall of taunts that can just keep coming back if they can print better healing in the future.
Okay.
But right now,
I mean, I see what you're talking about. I'm still gonna give it a 1 because I don't even know if it's playable even with good healing, just because it's an 8 mana 4/8. But anyway, moving on. Rogue class, rogue card, rogue spell, 1 mana, daring escape. Return all friendly minions to your hand. Now they can finally make this card. Now that Rogue Quest is gone. I mean, I don't see it seeing play right now, but I mean, there could be somewhere where we want we would want to get value out of our minions in play again. The thing is, like, Rogue is like usually a tempo class, and this is not exactly the most tempo that you can get because you're taking minions off the board. You have to play them in the same turn to be like okay. So I don't know. How do you feel about this card?
Rogo, baby. Like that. Like all
Pogo
these rogue
Rogo.
cards. All these rogue cards are just like Pogo Rogo, baby. Like they're all terrible except for like that one deck. Like Shadow Step is infinitely better than this card, but you'd already play 2 Shadow Steps in that deck, and then like you could maybe play like 2 Pogo Rogos and then Daring Escape, and now all of a sudden like they're just getting massive really quickly, and like no mid-range control deck could really deal with it. But at the same time, this card sucks in every other scenario. But outside of that one scenario, it's like pretty cool sometimes.
I don't even know if it pushes
give it a 1.
like Pogo Rogo over the edge. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 1 as well.
I give it a 1.
All right, next card. Evil Miscreant. 3 mana 1/5 combo. Add 2 random lackeys to your hand.
This card's
I mean, yeah, lackeys are good to 1/5. I guess like combo is a thing that can sometimes be hard.
Togwaggle. You have to, I think this is a necessary. Like I don't think this card's necessarily bad, but I think it's a necessary card to play Togwaggle, and Togwaggle is insane. So I don't know. I think this card is like a 3 because it's a very good lackey card, and you need lackey cards in Rogue to be able to play the other good Rogue cards from this set. I don't know if that like that archetype's even going to be good, but it needs to play this card either way. So I think it's a 3.
It's a little underwhelming for me, just 1/5. But I mean, 2 lackeys, I guess. I don't know. Not excited for it. So I'd probably give it like a 2. It is playable if like Togwaggle's good, or like if there's like that deck, if that deck exists. But I think that's like the only way. I don't really see this being played outside of that.
All right, next card.
We can go next card.
All right, next card is Hench Clan Burglar. It is a 4 mana 4/3 pirate, rogue minion. Battle Cry, discover a spell from another class. I mean, it's pretty bad. What do you think?
Yeah, very bad. Okay, I'll just put bad, not very bad, because like maybe we need it for an activator.
Nah,
is it
arena? That's it.
That's 3 health.
I don't
3
play
health's
arena.
bad, right?
I don't play arena. I'm just imagining. I give it a 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 1. I don't really see this being that playable. 4 mana 4/3. Not exactly the rate. It is a pirate, sure. Togwaggle Scheme. Togwaggle Scheme. Choose a minion. Shuffle 1 copy of it into your deck. Upgrades every turn. So shuffle 2 copies, 3 copies, 4 copies, so on and so forth.
Pogo
Rogo. Even then,
hey,
Pogo Rogo
like
is a no-go.
That's it.
Lamau.
To you. I'll just wait, dude. Right. I'm gonna play you in Las Vegas, playing my specialist Pogo Rogo deck, and you're gonna be playing some control deck, and I'm just gonna wipe the floor with you with all my Pogo Rogos.
Me playing a control deck? Excuse me? Who do you think I am?
Do you want me to talk about what happened at Playhouse with that control warrior where you slapped me, dude? Come on.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I'm a control player now, by the way.
In my heart, you're a control player, dude. That's all I remember. All my memory is of you are just like getting beat down by control. You claim to be a zoo player, but every time I play you, that's all I see.
Yeah, I put on the front. But this card, I don't know. I don't see it really being that good.
It's pretty bad, other than Pogo Rogo. So it's 5 out of 5 probably.
It's usually like you're down a card to do really nothing. You're like starting the game down a card, and then you have to draw your things, and you have to wait for it to level up. And I don't know. Not excited for it. It's a 1.
I think it's a 1. It's a 1. Realistically, it is a 1.
Shuffle more card though. Something.
This next card is probably the most overhyped card, and they dare compare it to my beautiful Alex Strauss' champion. This is Underbelly Fence. 2 mana, 2/3 rogue minion that says battle cry. If you're holding a card from another class, gain +1/+1 in rush. Everybody's comparing this card to Alex Straza. I think this card is actually garbage, and it's an insult to Alex Straza's champion to be compared to this card. But what do you think, Ant?
It can't even hit face. It's not even remotely close.
I
Their
don't know,
face is
dude.
protected from this card.
Did you see the tweets when this card was revealed? Everybody was like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "Bro, you have to get a random card. Like, you have to play Pilfer or something. Like, this card can't even hit face. This card's garbage, man. I don't know.
Like, when I saw it, yeah, sure, I had like the oh my god reaction, and then I was like looking through, trying to find ways to get random class cards into my hand, and the ones I want to play, Blink Fox. The ones I don't want to play, every other card I don't want to play. So I mean, if we get like other ways to burgle their cards, then this is gonna be obviously insane. But right now, it's not exactly what I'm looking for when I am looking for, you know, cards in that archetype. Even like, I mean, it's not really been like a deck by itself, like a Thief Rogue type of deck. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really see this being played, even though like the stats are good. The effect is obviously like pretty good.
This card is a 1. This is a River Crocodile.
So I'm gonna give it a 2.
This is a River Crocodile. I don't care what Twitter people say, dude. This card is a River Crocodile. Unless they reprint Swashbuckler, then maybe it'll be okay.
Yeah, exactly. All right, next card. Vendetta. 4-mana spell. Deal 4 to a minion. Cost 0 if you're holding a card from another class. I mean, this is one that you could play with Blink Fox and then deal damage. But again, there's not more that I would want to play besides Blink Fox.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem, right? Like, this is sort of reminds me of like a Wing Blast, but like you have to play bad cards in your deck. Yeah. Maybe the new meta will just be playing bad cards because every card is bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like the power level just goes down so dramatically that we can't imagine a world where we're playing all these bad cards. But I don't actually think that's gonna be the case.
Yeah, we're so spoiled by like Kobolds and Knights of like all these good cards that like now that we have all these bad cards, now we're just like playing a bunch of bad cards. Though I mean, I guess this one is better than the Fence or like the River Croc, just because like you can play it with it costs 0, deals with a minion. Even like playing like the 4/3 that discovers from another class, you can play that and then this in the same turn and deal with like a minion they have, which is like pretty good tempo. So I think this one's a lot better than Underbelly Fence. I think I would want to put it like maybe at a 3, just like power level, but like I don't know where I would go right now, honestly. It's more playable than the other one right now, though.
I think you can never underestimate a card that costs 0. Yeah, or could potentially cost 0. Like, all those cards have at one point been playable, so I'm definitely down with the 3.
Yeah.
All right, next card, Waggle Pick. 4 mana, rogue weapon that is a 4 attack, 2 durability. Death Rattle will return a friendly minion to your hand. It costs 2 less. This card's really cool. I really like the flavor of this card. I think it actually has potential to be very powerful as well. I'm a huge fan of this card. Like, I think that this card's a 4 out of 5. What do you think?
You play it on 4. You hit him. You play Leroy on 5. You hit him. Bounce back to Leroy. All right. On 6, you go Leroy Step. Think about it.
And then no, you go Leroy, attack them, like, and then you backstab your Leroy so it dies. Hit him in the face with this. Get it back to your hand, or never mind. You don't have to back. I'm dumb.
I don't know. I don't know where we're working the backstab. It's just a shadow step on a weapon.
Yeah. Never mind. I'm dumb.
But I mean, I think it could be like a pretty good in like aggressive decks as well. Like, even just back like. It deals 8 and then you bounce back like a deckhand. I don't think you want to play Wolf Rider, but if we stoop to that level where we have to play Wolf Rider, you bounce back your Wolf Rider. It costs 1 now. It got 6 in or whatever, or it's getting an extra 3 in. I don't know. It seems
Tog.
Yeah.
Tog.
Yeah, sure.
It,
In non-aggressive decks, my aggressive non-control mind was thinking about hitting him in the face. But yeah, getting Togwaggle back is really good. I don't know. Getting your Blink Fox back. I don't know. Evil Miscreant back. There's definitely a ton of cards that
pretty
you
good.
can get back. Yeah.
And a 4/2 weapon.
I mean, it's not exactly like what you want to
never
get
been
back,
terrible.
but yeah.
4/2
Yeah,
weapon
for sure.
is also just like good stats. All right.
It's pretty solid.
I think it's 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I'm with that.
I mean, it's called Waggle Pick, so I mean, I'm assuming they were intending it for Tog. You know, they kind of just laid it out there in the name. Face pick.
All right. Unidentified contract. 6 mana, destroy a minion, gain a bonus effect in your hand. So I think it's only 2. Is it? Oh no, it looks like there's 4. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Destroy a minion. It deals damage to its adjacent minions. Destroy a minion. Add a copy of it to your hand. Okay, no, it is only 2.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems super expensive.
It's like 6 mana to kill a minion. I don't know. It's rogue.
Yeah, in rogue, not exactly what I'm looking for.
No.
I mean, we lost Bilespine, which is kind of the same thing, right? No, not really at all, because it doesn't put a 3/4 on the board.
Yeah, I'd rather this be a 6
know.
mana 3/4 minion that just says destroy a minion, to be honest.
Yeah.
Unless like there is some like decks that are just really popular that just have giant minions like mountain giants or like big taunts. Like maybe, but
Yeah.
at best I see this being a sideboard card for specialist against some deck that plays giant taunt minions.
Yeah,
I
I can
think
see
this
that.
card
But
is
then
like
even
a
then,
one.
like you would just play like Owl or something.
I think this
I
card's
don't know.
1.
But yeah. Yeah. 1. We can go on to more exciting cards. Like, take it away, Ray.
All right, this card, Heist Baron Togwaggle. It is a 6 mana 5/5 rogue legendary minion that says battle cry. If you control a lackey, choose a fantastic treasure, and the fantastic treasures are the same treasures from the dungeon run from Kobold and Catacombs and from Marin the Fox. It is Golden Kobold, which yeah, you can just read them. It's just replaces your hand with legendary minions. There's one that says discover a legendary minion, summon 2 copies of it, once draw a card, add copies of it to your hand until your hand is full. And then there's one that what was the last one? The weapon, draw 3 cards, reduce them to 0.
Mm-hmm.
Or the wand. Yeah, so those are all insane. I've played a lot of Marin Druid, so I know how good these cards are. Purple has shown me the light. 5 out of 5 card.
I was actually like not
Look at
super
that
excited
belly,
for this
too.
card. Oh yeah,
I
dude.
am.
They're gonna have to nerf it
So
pretty
it's
soon
all-
though.
It's the only card I can relate to in Hearthstone.
I mean, okay. Yeah, you sold me. I don't even know what I thought about this card anymore. You're right. This card's good.
No, I legitimately
how
do
can
think
I-
it is actually good.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't super excited for it. Like, lackeys are good, but just like the cards that you have to play to activate them, which is only like Evil Miscreant, right? In Rogue, doesn't seem that good. So I don't know. It doesn't seem like the greatest. And it's not. Doesn't seem like it's obviously like really good, but it's like being able to. It seems like activating it could be like hard, or like having to play really bad minions. I don't know, but
No, like I think the rogue minions for lackeys are good. Like, I
it's
think
only
the
one,
rogue has
right?
the
It's only
best-
Evil Miscreant.
I mean, we haven't gone to the other one yet, right? Or is this?
Is
there was
another
one more. I thought there was one more. Well, there's another card.
No, it's the
this
only
is
the
the
other
last rogue.
legendary. Yeah, but
What?
it's only the other legendary.
Okay. Well, let's go on to the next card.
Okay.
Or-
Well, I mean,
Or what do
I
you
don't
rate it?
know. Tog, I don't know. You get a 5. I'm kind of like the
Yeah,
3
dude.
area. I don't know. It seems like kind
I've
of
shown,
slow.
dude. I played
The things are good.
I played Marin the Fox to top 10 legend. Anything like these treasures are insane. You don't understand.
But you're playing Druid.
not.
Druid is insane cards.
Okay, that's fair, but like the treasures, man. That belly. I believe, dude, the belly can do anything if you believe hard enough. Believe in
I'm
the
fine
belly.
with giving it a lower rating and being wrong. I don't know. It just seems like
Believe in the belly.
lackeys can be hard to get. Like the cards kind of suck to get lackeys. And yeah, a lot of
Believe
times
in
you're
the
gonna have to like. They know the tag was coming, so you have to do it on 7 where you play a lackey and play tog. So I don't know. You can also just die the turn you play it. So I don't know. It's not exactly the one that I'd call a 5. But here we have another card that I would not call exactly a 5. Tak Noswhisker. 7 mana 6/6. Whenever you shuffle a card into your deck, add a copy to your hand.
I mean, this card's fun with like prep academic espionage. You get a handful of one-costed cards from your opponent's class. That's pretty fun. This is a toast out of 10 for sure. But,
yeah, this is a you're gonna play it and then die out of 10 for sure. Most of the time.
I mean,
it's
this
just
is
weird.
a good,
I don't know.
sideboard card. Like sideboard
Is
in
it?
academic espionage and tack, and then all of a sudden you're never losing to fatigue, and you just get a bunch
Sure.
of threats for like 8 mana and 3 cards.
I guess you also see what you shuffle too.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not good. It's not good in standard. In
Yeah,
ladder.
I don't think it's
really bad.
Very good. They
think
always
it's a
like
1.
make like these like value rogue cards, but rogue's always been like a tempo deck, so like it's kind of weird. There's not really like that good of support for rogue to actually be a value class, no healing or anything like that. But I mean,
agree.
maybe for the future. I'm still giving it a 1 though. On to mage.
On to
Alright.
mage we go. And the first card is a mage minion, Magic Dart Frog, 2 mana, 1/3. After you cast a spell, deal 1 damage to a random enemy minion. I mean, this is actually pretty exciting. It kind of reminds me of a worse Flamewaker.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
a 2
that's
mana.
kind of where I'm at.
Like, even though it's a worse Flamewaker, I think it has some potential because of the, like, there are a lot of Storm-esque mage cards, which we'll see some of them later, like the one like where you get a bunch of spells in your hand for each spell that you played this turn. Like, I think that this card
Yeah.
might have a spot, and it's a 2 mana 1/3. Like, you could play it on 2, maybe it lives, and then you play a bunch of spells, get a bunch of spells back into your hand. Like, you could play Elemental Evocation as well, like a bunch of 0 mana spells. I don't know. It's definitely not like amazing, but I think it has some potential. I don't know. What do you think?
For sure. I like the deck archetype like idea. I don't know, like, if the meta ends up being board centric, then I think this is something that you would want to play. But if it isn't, like, I'm not sure if you actually really need to play this. It's still probably fine to play.
Yeah.
Just like you said,
I
it's like
think,
a Flamewaker. So like
a
it
mini
could be
Flamewaker,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's maybe something you side out of in specialist, or like you have in your sideboard when you're playing specialist, depending on like how the meta turns out. If it's board centric, then this card seems a lot higher, like a lot better, like one that you want to include in your deck. It really just depends on like how the meta pans out. But I think it is pretty powerful if it ends up being like more board centric for sure. I would want to give it like a 3. Yeah, it's just a solid card.
Really, I was gonna say 2
Really?
because it's like,
Okay.
yeah, I don't actually think
Yeah.
it's like
Okay.
necessarily even a staple in that deck. I think it's just has potential
Yeah.
to be a staple. But
That's fair enough for sure.
I'm gonna give it a 2.
Maybe I went too high with 3. See what's the next one? Ray of Frost. Okay, so it's a 1 mana spell, twin spell, freeze a minion. So if it's already frozen, deal 2 damage to it. So like you said, there is like the archetype. It seems like they're pushing where like you play a bunch of cheap spells in Mage right now with like Dart Frog and then I think Manic Cyclone is a card we'll see later. Where you can play all these cheap spells and then play like Mana Cyclone, get a bunch of like spells back. I think it works like insane with Sorcerer's Apprentice, where like you can play this like all your 1 mana things and then play it. And I think that's just something that would fit in there. I think itself, as a card, it's not exactly the best card you would want to be playing. It's not really one that you would want to be playing, but in that 1 mana or that small spell mage, I think it's pretty powerful, just being 2 1 mana
all
spells.
Of a sudden you have insane. Like, this card with Antonidas is like 2 fireballs, and then you freeze your opponent's minions so that way they can't actually touch the Antonidas. I think that this card is actually really solid in that archetype. It's either going to be very good or completely unplayable, because that archetype will be not playable. It's like I'm going to give it a 3 because it's on the... It's like... It could go either way. It could be super playable, or it could just be garbage. But I'm leaning towards really, I really like the idea of that deck. So
I'm really hyped for it. I don't know. I'm really hyped for the archetype. I think I can go through as well. Like the archetype just seems like it could be good. This is definitely like a card that you want to play. So yeah. Moving on. Messenger Raven, 3 mana. Beast, 3/2. Battlecry, discover a mage minion. I'm not sure what we're looking for here.
I think it's
okay. So we play like 2 more of these, and we get 2 Sorcerer's Apprentice, and then we somehow get all of them into play with Antonidas. Boom, figured it out.
I think any card that discovers something like has some potential. Like we saw that one that discovered like a priest card, like, you know what I mean, whatever that card was called, the 2/2.
Yeah.
Like we saw that card see some play. I think this card is like a 2 just because it has,
I think,
value.
Yeah,
but
I think that card only saw play just because like there was Reno decks and it was playable in Reno decks. I'm gonna give this card a 1 just because I don't really see it being played. But I mean, I see what you're talking about. Like it's something that says discover on it. Those are good, right?
Those are pretty decent. I love this card.
I know, it's so good, dude. All right.
Magic Trick.
Trick. Oh, go ahead.
1 mana. Discover a spell that costs 3 less. I mean, this card's gonna be like a staple in that low spell mage deck, and it's actually insanely good in that deck because you're gonna discover a spell that costs 1. So like you play Sorcerer's Apprentice, you play this for 0. You could even discover this card like 10 times, and then like you could OTK the frog. Just turn 3 OTK.
That only hits minions.
The frog only.
Yes. Yeah, the frog only hitting minions it definitely brings it down. But this card itself is very good in like that small spells mage like type archetype. So I could see like I could see it being pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm really hyped for the archetype. Like just having like Mana Cyclone, having this whole like, big turn that you kind of have to like, you know, plan around. Have this critical mass of 1 mana spells, and you play your Sorcerer's Apprentice, play all these spells, play your Mana Cyclone, get maybe more 1 mana spells that you want to play that turn.
All right.
Seems like it can be pretty powerful. So
it's gonna be good.
Yeah, I don't know. This card just seems like a staple in the deck for sure.
Yeah, I agree. All right, next card.
I think I'm gonna go like 3 or 4. I'm gonna go 3. It's not a 4, but like it's definitely like something that's playable in that deck for sure. Oh yeah.
Right.
Next card.
Kirin Tor Tricaster, 4 mana, 3/3 mage minion, spell damage plus 3. Your spells cost 1 or more. Man, I don't want my spells to cost more. What? But
Where do you
again,
have
plus 3 damage.
Arcane Anomaly?
Arcane Missiles are dealing 6, but Arcane Anomaly is a 4/3 that gives plus 2. I think this card's pretty bad. I don't know, unless there's some type of wacky OTK.
Yeah, I don't know what that
there
wacky
is.
OTK is, but like, I don't know.
You have a 6-mana star.
I'm getting this one a 1.
That deals 4.
I'm gonna forget about it.
All right, same.
All right. Mage spell, Conjurer's Calling, 3-mana twin spell. Destroy a minion, summon 2 minions of the same cost to replace it.
This card nuts with Khadgar. Let's go.
Yeah, with Khadgar it's pretty good. I'm not sure where you want to play it, but I mean it could be potentially pretty good, right? Save it on this one, Ray?
You don't care about. What?
Okay. I was like save it.
Okay. You could play like there has to be like some 1-mana value minion. Like there's the one that like when it dies you get like some type of positive effect. So you like play that on 1, you play something on 2, and you kill your 1-drop on 3 and get 2. Like you play Khadgar on 2, and then you know what I mean. You get like 4 2-drops, and you kill your 1-mana card. Man, this card has the potential to be insane, or it could just be complete garbage. It's really a 50-50. Probably more garbage than good, but
yeah, I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
I like giving it a 2 because it has a lot of potential. But
yeah, for sure.
I
really like that it has a lot of potential. But
room. I will be right back. Talk about this card.
I mean, I guess you get 2 copies of it too. Killing a 1-drop doesn't exactly seem like the best. I mean, I guess if we're like trying to flood, that's kind of cool. But I don't know, like what world we're trying to do that either. I don't know. I'm not sure about this card, but I really want it to be good. Okay. Next card. I'm gonna give Conjurer's Calling and go 1, but I really want it to be good.
Oh, all right. Mana Cyclone. This is exciting.
There you go.
Mana Cyclone is a 2-mana 2/2.
All right.
Mage minion. It says battle cry. For each spell you've cast this turn, add a random mage spell to your hand. And it's an elemental, so you can make it 0 mana with the 0 mana. Reduce an elemental card. I don't know. This is a card.
Mm. Yeah, correct.
This deck might be really good, or it might just be complete garbage. But it's gonna be fun either way. It's gonna be a fun ride.
Yeah, for sure. I'm in the really good camp. I don't know. It seems alright. Like, I don't know. Powerful effect. Obviously insane with Sorcerer's Apprentice. If you're going off, playing all your spells. I mean, I guess the only thing is like the only benefit we're getting is like we're getting a bunch of random mage spells, and this is what our old deck is built around. And like, what are we doing then with all these mage spells that we're generating? I guess is like my concern. But like, I mean, I don't know. I was gonna say like we can play like all the 1-mana ones. What's the thing called? The mirror image. Things that like make tokens like that. I guess it's only mirror image actually.
There's a lot of
just like put stuff behind it.
Yeah, like missiles.
I mean, there's a lot of 1-mana spells for sure. I guess like it could be like a tempo type mage.
If Arcane Anomaly or whatever it is, the 4-mana 4/5 elemental is still in the format, I think this card would actually be like this archetype would be busted. But unfortunately, that rotates. It's the card that like reduces everything by 2 if you got it like. If it
yeah.
But yeah, it's not a thing anymore. So like, you have to play them for how much they cost, and that's pretty depressing. But I'm hoping for this archetype. I really want it to be good.
Ideally, we like froze a bunch of stuff with Ray of Frost and like other things, I guess, and we have to like make them deal with our board, and we have stuff behind taunts because we played like a mirror image maybe. So I mean, there is that where like we can maybe get some tempo like that, but what do we do this tempo? I don't know. I guess we're killing them or something. That's something that we're trying to do, but we're playing so many bad cards. Like going half in is maybe like where we could do it, where we play like the 1-mana spells. Maybe not the 0-mana elemental thing. Maybe that seems like maybe going in too much.
Playing this for 0 mana is way better than playing for 2 mana, and it's a 0-mana spell, so you get another spell. I think I think it's insane. That's like the best card in the deck.
I think this is the best card in the deck.
Well, okay, the second best card in the deck.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm not sure. I don't know how in you have to go, just because like you're just like waiting for all these things and waiting to get like a critical mass of spells, and then you go off, and then like what you have for it is like a bunch of random mage spells.
Or you can combo it with.
So I don't know. I'm not sure how you build it, but I think there's stuff there. I don't know. I still think this card is like super powerful though. I would want to give it like something pretty high.
I think it's a 4, but
yeah,
it could also just end up being a 1. But right now it's
that's
a 4
also very true.
Until I get to.
I'm gonna give it a Pog out of 5.
Poggers out of 5. All right. The next card.
Power of Creation, 8 mana spell. Discover a 6-cost minion. Summon 2 copies of it. This is not exactly something I am very excited for, but it's kind of cool. At Khadgar, you get a bunch of 6 mana things.
Or Reckless Rocket
not really
20 damage to the face. Let's go.
Damn, I mean that's that's a lot. They're almost dead at that point. That's like a Pyroblast away from them being dead.
This card's
but I don't know.
Really powerful in Big Mage.
Oh, you're
like
going. I thought you were gonna say really bad.
No, dude. That's okay. 2 Sunwalkers for 8 mana is insane, even without Khadgar. Or it's just an 8 mana Pyroblast sometimes, or an 8 mana like double Argent Commander. I mean, there's obviously a lot of bad 6-drops, but ideally you're gonna have like at least 10/10 worth of stats, which is obviously not good for 8 mana, but you can also just get insane, like double Cairn. Like it could be insane, and insane value, and you have the opportunity to combo it with Khadgar and just kill people. I don't know, the odds of right now, at least in this next metagame, the odds of getting either a taunt minion or a charge minion are actually very high.
Really?
Like you have.
There's a lot of chargers for 6.
6 has the most chargers. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's
really?
2, but there's not many 6-drops right now, especially for Mage. If you look, like there's Argent Commander and there's Reckless Rocketeer, which the odds of getting those off of Discover are actually not insanely low. It's like somebody did the math. It's probably like around 5% or something, which is actually pretty decent to just win the game.
Okay.
And then if you don't just win the game, you also have a high chance to get taunt.
Yeah. Does this deck still exist? Like the big spell type archetype?
I mean, you still have Blizzard, you still have Flame Strike, you still have Frost Nova, you still have Doomsayer? I don't know. I think it does. And you have some pretty big boys that we haven't even gone over yet that come out in this set.
Okay. It's not something I'm excited for, but I mean, I guess you're selling me a little bit more on it. I'm still gonna give it like probably like a 2 because you talked me up from a 1, but I don't know. I don't really see it being played that much.
Yeah, I'm giving this.
I just don't really feel like it's gonna do anything.
Nah. I'm gonna definitely win something with it, dude. Big Mage is my thing though, so it's like I'm naturally
Big Mage is not my thing.
Not,
I was both extremely biased, though. You did manage to talk me up. I was very sold on 1, and I thought you were gonna say it's really bad, and we are gonna move on very fast. But you talked me up for 1. Here we are. But you know, this is a card we both love. Khadgar.
I'm a Khadgar game.
2 mana, 2/2.
I can't believe they actually made it a card.
I know, dude. Your cards that summon minions summon twice that many. So I mean,
this is good.
We still have the one that upgrades with spell power, right? I don't know what it's called. It's 4 mana.
I know what it is.
Summon 2 2/2s, and it upgrades with spell power, or something like that. Also, I mean, even like Mirror Image, getting 4 O2s can be like okay just to protect your team.
Power of
Creation. Power of Creation, yeah.
Summon double Ragnaros.
Selling it.
Double Ragnaros. Let's go.
Double Ragnaros. Oh yeah, you're right. Double Ragnaros with the the bird.
Jan'alai. Yeah.
Yeah.
Daring Fire Eater is still gonna be good, even without like Odd Mage. Like that card still just deal 3 damage with your paying like for 3 mana. That's still pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine if you want to activate. What is it called again? I never knew how to say the name.
Jan'alai.
The Jan'alai. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to activate it, sure, then Daring Fire is something you want to play. I mean, it's like okay, it's not usually like something you want to play.
Is Astromancer still
like,
a card? I think it is.
Yeah. But like Khadgar, I don't know. Like I want it to be really good. I just don't know where it would go right now. I don't know if there's like that many things.
I just told you.
I mean, like I understand. Okay, I'm not gonna trust you.
You don't trust me.
I'm not gonna trust you.
I'm gonna cry to sleep tonight.
You should. Okay, you should.
You should. You're a terrible evaluator of cards. Go cry yourself to sleep.
No, just made cards. It's okay. You're killing me here. But yeah, I really want Khadgar to be good, but I don't know if there's like that many like things that it can go with. Besides the things that you're saying, obviously. There are really cool things like double rag, 4 power creation cards. But besides that, I'm not really seeing it. I really hope Khadgar ends up being really good though. I think it's like a 2 because it has potential to be good, and it's a 2-mana 2/2, so it fits the theme obviously. But yeah, what do you think?
It's a 4. It's a 4.
Okay.
It's a 4. I'm playing it. I'm winning. Like if I don't win an Open Cup for Vegas by the time that the set comes out, I'm winning an Open Cup with Big Mage, and I'm winning my last game by playing Khadgar and discovering Reckless Rocketeer and dealing 20 to the face out of nowhere and making my opponent punch their computer screen and throw it out the window.
Honestly, I hope you do that, okay? I really hope you do that, because then that means that this deck's good and I can play it. And I love Khadgar. You know how much I do? I love Khadgar.
That's true.
All right. But moving on. Next card. Tell me what this big dragon does, Ray.
Ooh, this card is exciting. Calic Ghost. It is a 10 mana 4/12 dragon. Your first spell each turn costs 0. Battlecry, discover a spell. I cannot wait for people to coin out Caligos and then cry. It's gonna be so exciting.
Oh, because the coin was their first spell. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I think.
Yeah, I would definitely cry. You're right. Though their first spell did cost 0, it didn't lie.
It did not lie.
The card is correct.
Card is correct. I actually think this card is pretty good. You can discover like a Flame Strike and clear the board. You can discover a, I don't know, like Blizzard, like literally any AoE or yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Any of like the big mage spells seem pretty good. I initially thought like this card was like not the greatest, but I mean you're right. We still have Blizzard, we still have Flame Strike, we still have Nova Doom. Like we can probably get there to 10 mana, and I mean this is a pretty exciting card if we're getting to 10 mana. I
mean,
so yeah, I can see it being all right.
Even if you don't discover the best spell, it's a 4/12 dragon, and if it doesn't get answered, all your spells still cost 0. Like you could play Khadgar and then 2 Power of Creations the next turn.
That's nuts,
your first spell would cost
That's
0.
Crazy.
Like your first spell costs 0, so you can play Khadgar, Power of Creation, summon a bajillion Reckless Rocketeers, and then trade them all off onto your opponent's board for BM, and then play the second one, discover it again, and then kill them.
I think the further we've gone into Mage, the more you've sold me on Big Mage, dude. The beginning of this, if we started right at Magic Dark Frog, you trying to sell me on Big Mage, I would have just laughed at you. But now, like, I'm like sort of on board. I don't know, man. This sounds pretty sweet. I don't know if this is actually going to be a deck, but at least you have my support. I'm not going to play it, but you can. And I hope you make it good.
Dude, I'm going to make it the best.
But yeah, I'm going to give this a 3 as well. It's kind of a cool card. I think it's pretty powerful. If that deck is there, then I guess this deck... Yeah, he hates Khadgar, dude. You need to be the Khadgar player. Alright. onto
Oh, that's true.
onto the Warlock class. Reform Scheme. 3 mana spell. Summon a 1/1 imp. Or summon 1/1 imp. Upgrades each turn. So 2, 3. But yeah, it's not exactly a good card. It's gonna take too long to like upgrade, and it's not really something I want to play. The numbers line up perfectly. Summon 1/1/1, and I'm giving it a 1.
Yeah, I mean, like I said with the Doctor Boom scheme, it's gonna probably take until they reprint 2 more reforms before that card is relevant.
Yeah,
Time-wise.
exactly. All right, Evil
right.
Genius.
It is
Go
a
ahead,
2
tell me what it
mana,
does.
2/2 Warlock minion. Battle cry: destroy a friendly minion to add 2 random lackeys to your hand. I mean, that's like Warlock has a lot of tiny minions they can play. Like you play a Mecharoo on one and then kill it and get 2 lackeys. But
Yeah.
what are lackeys good for in Warlock? That's the question. Like, why do we want them? Are there synergies?
I mean, they're like
Okay.
kind of powerful, and then like Grim Rally is still in the zoo, so like you can just make a super low curve zoo deck, where you're playing all these like 1-2 mana things, and then playing like Grim Rally, making him a little bit bigger and hitting him, that kind of thing. At least that's my guess. I don't know if the deck is like an actual thing, but it's something that could be okay.
I think there's a card that synergizes with 1-cost minions really well. I think it's like Magic Carpet or something.
Yeah,
Which we'll
exactly.
see later.
There's that as well.
So that's where I like a low to the ground zoo deck that plays cards like Magic Carpet, which is or like Cauldron or something, and just gets lots of value from the 1-cost minions.
Yeah, exactly.
But
That's where I see it most. Like Grim Rally, Magic Carpet, 2 probably good activators. And yeah, we'll see. I think it's pretty easy for them to make a board. You still Warlock, so you still have your tap hero power. You know, just powering out all these things. It's set up for like a very good very good rally, that kind of thing. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of tools there. We'll have to see if it's good, and I think this is probably a pretty good one just because of how good lackeys are as well.
yeah,
I think I'm just gonna give it a
I'm
2.
giving it a 2.
I think it goes in the archetype,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm not sure.
All right, next
I
card.
think it's good. It's playable. Yeah. Next card.
All right, tell us what it is, Ant.
Aranzi Broodmother, 6 mana, 4/6 taunt demon. When you draw this, restore 4 to your hero. I don't know. It doesn't seem like interesting to me. It doesn't seem like something that's that good, but I mean, it restores 4. Oh, for some reason I thought it had lifesteal. Never mind. I was like, man, it's a really big minion with lifesteal, but it only just restores 4 when you draw it. That's not exactly what I'm looking for.
I don't know. I think that
mean-
effect is really cool, but
I think the effect is cool. Is it
the
actually
body
that
is
cool?
garbage. I think it's
Yeah, the
cool.
body's garbage. The effect
It's a
is
0
cool.
mana
I'm gonna go with,
restore 4 health. Like in a Warlock
but
deck,
also
like
have
if
to
you're
play
playing, like,
bad
control
minion in
war-
your deck.
But maybe like there's a way that you can discard, like maybe there's some demon synergy that makes it not terrible somehow. Like you can sense demons and then gain 8 life by drawing 2 of these.
I mean, I guess
Okay.
you're right.
Like
That is
Soul of
something
the
you
Minari may
can
rotate,
do.
but like if there's some type of demon synergy in the future, like this card could be a staple in a demon deck. Like sense demons to draw 2 and gain 8 lives, not bad. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, I get
And
what you're
some-
going with there. I still think it's unplayable because the body is too bad. But I mean, I could see where you're talking about with the Sense Demon stuff.
I'm gonna give it a 2.
Alright, I'm gonna give it a 1. Moving on. Plot Twist.
Plot twist.
2 mana
It
spell,
is.
shuffle your hand into your deck, draw that many cards.
This is a really cool effect. We've never seen anything like it in Hearthstone. A really big shuffle
Yeah, for
draw.
sure.
That there are synergies with this card, that we'll see later on, especially with the
Yeah.
legendary demon. I think this card is actually
Yeah.
really. I think this card has a lot of potential. It could be very, very good.
I feel
would
like
give it a 3.
have these effects been good in other games? They have, right?
They have,
Maybe
but
they
the
haven't.
card draw in other games is less relevant. Like in Pokemon, almost every draw card is this type of effect, and it's very
Yeah,
powerful
okay.
just because you have so many ways to draw cards in that game. But in Hearthstone, having one less card is incredibly bad unless you net gain some effect, which this is also where I think cards like the last one will come into play too. If you play Aranci Broodmother, like in a control warlock deck that also plays that other demon card, like all of a sudden plot twist could just be a summon a bunch of rush minions, gain 8 light, like do crazy things.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I can see that for sure. I think that's where I was kind of thinking about it as well, in the in that kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. It's a really like unique effect. It's pretty interesting to see it in Hearthstone. But yeah, I mean, I see. We definitely have some other cards synergizing with it. I don't know. It's really hard. I feel like it's really hard to give this like a solid rating. I want to give it a 2, just because like there's probably some cool like combo things you can do with it. But I'm not exactly
giving
sure.
it a 3.
Damn.
Giving it a 3. All right, next card. Eager Underling. 4 mana, 2/2. Death Rattle. Give 2 random friendly minions +2/+2. So it's like a reverse Fungalmancer,
Something
but it costs
like that.
1 less. It's
mean,
pretty cool. I mean, I don't
It's
know.
not
It's really
exactly
interesting.
the most exciting card. Wait, can it give the same thing +2 or like +4/+4?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
It might not work that way. Either way, it could be a really
It being a
strong
death
zoo
rattle
card.
is like the death rattle is the thing
I-
that's like really hurting it. Because
Yeah.
you want it to your like thing to come into play and immediately have an effect. Having to wait to get the effect kind of sucks. I could see using it with Grim Rally, but yeah, I don't know. I think you already wanted to use at least one Grim Rally by like turn 5 or whenever you would combo them. So it makes it
true.
a little bit worse. So yeah, I mean, like, I guess you can use the Lackey card, get a Lackey that deals 2 damage, and then on 5 deal the 2 damage to it, or on 6 the Lackey card and then kill this, and get the Lackeys and the buffs. But yeah, I don't know. It's not exactly what I'm looking for in my minion deck. So I'm gonna give it a 1.
I don't know. I'm gonna give it a 2 because I think it has potential.
Okay. All right.
Right,
Next
next card,
card, Inferno. 3 mana spell. Give your demons +1 attack. Deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. I think the effect is pretty powerful, but I don't know if there's like a demon deck that's out there that we would want to play this in. But I think the card itself is good. It's just like
I
if
don't
there's
know.
like
I think this card's like a
demons and
way
stuff.
worse Savage Roar. Because I don't think the deal 1 damage to enemy minions is even gonna matter half the time if you're gonna like curve.
Yeah,
if you're
okay,
looking at
that's
it in
true.
the sense of like an aggressive deck, it is only going to matter against other aggro decks. So it's more like a metagame dependent card where if there are a lot of other aggressive decks, or like say you're playing a Zoomir, this card becomes really good. But if it's
yeah.
like if you're playing against some type of deck that's not really doing much, like a more mid-rangey deck, like the 1 damage doesn't matter, and giving your demons +1 attack is like, since it's permanent, I guess it's like better than a Savage Roar in that sense. But like you're gonna have to like playing on 3 or having what 2D. Did you just fall out of your chair? No.
No, I'm fine. I hit my
Okay.
my chair on my desk.
Okay. I was worried for a second there. I just think it's like very mediocre.
No, I'm all right.
It's very mediocre. I'm gonna give it a 1.
Yeah, it's probably meta defendant, sideboard card, and specialist. I don't know. We can give it a 1.
Sideboard out of 5.
Darkest Hour. 6 mana spell. Destroy all friendly minions. For each one, summon a random minion from your deck. This says a lot of
This is,
things, but one that I want to play
yeah.
is not one of them. Really,
I feel like there's
truly
some
is the
type of
darkest
like
hour.
there's some type of like weird combo deck where like you discover like you play like minions. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna give it a
I
one.
don't know either.
It's a
All right.
post out of 5.
All right, Jumbo
Next
Imp.
card. Jumbo Imp.
Tell me what it does.
Oh boy. Jumbo Imp is a 10 mana 8/8 demon that says cost 1 less whenever a friendly demon dies while this is in your hand. That last sentence really hurts. While this is in your hand. That's that makes me very sad. But I mean, it's kind of like a, I don't know, like a, what is it called? The Corridor Creeper, but way worse. It's only your demons.
A lot worse. It's friendly demon.
It's like
and
significantly
also has
worse.
to be in your hand. I guess like
They're really trying to
Corridor's
push
that
this
too,
like
but yeah.
scheme, like these like the token 1/1 imp scheme.
Yeah.
Like they're really trying to push these like weird things that just feel terrible and are probably very bad. This is like a worse Mulch Muncher because there's no good ways to like make a lot of demons.
It does have a really good name though, Jumbo Imp.
I'm
But
a fan of the
I
artwork
think-
and the yeah. I mean that's
Yeah,
cool.
for sure. But I think I'm giving the
Cool
card a
artwork
1
out of
itself.
5. Same.
Cool artwork out of 5. Ooh, Arch Villain. Arch
Bomb.
Villain Rafam. 7 mana 7/8. Taunt. Battle Cry. Replace your hand and deck with legendary minions. It is super pog. I don't know.
This card is
Yeah.
this card is poggers.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's good. I think it's good. Like this card is just like, okay, Golden Monkey time. Let's go. Let's get him.
Yeah, exactly.
And it has
Exactly,
so
dude.
it's like, Lich King is an 8 mana 8/8. This card is a 7 mana 7/8, which is like pretty comparable. They both have taunt, and I think this card's Battle Cry is way better than Lich King's a lot of the time, because it just makes all these like situational crappy cards like random cards that might maybe be good some of the time, but also could just be a handful of stats and an otherwise hand that would be dead.
The only thing that could be a problem with this is just like what it was with the Golden Monkey, is that you have to have tempo when you play it, because if you don't, like, the legendary minions most of the time don't help you get tempo. They're just like big things that do stuff that don't affect the board a lot of times. So like if you don't have tempo, there's a lot of times where you just get out tempoed and die when playing this. But maybe in a slower type deck where like you just cleared the board and then you just play Rafam the next turn after they played like a minion or two or something like that, or maybe like deal with a minion and play Rafam if you can. Those are probably like the most like ideal. I've even seen like people talking about it in like the low curve zoo deck as like, all right, all my cards suck and against like warrior or something like that. Let's make them all legendaries. I could maybe see it there as well, maybe a little bit less, but like, yeah, in a slow warlock deck, I can definitely see this like in a mountain giant deck. I don't know. It's definitely really exciting.
I think it's a 3, personally.
Yeah, for sure. Solid 3.
Solid 3.
All right. Next one.
This is the one that I'm excited about with the plot twist. Bell Lord Betrug or Betrug. 8 mana 5/7 demon, legendary warlock minion. Whenever you draw a minion, summon a copy with rush that dies at the end of the turn. So when you play this on turn 10 with Mind Twist, all of a sudden you're like gaining 8 life, getting a bunch of minions on the board, and then getting. You clear their board with all your rush minions. Maybe some of them have dope death rattle effects that are pretty cool. I don't know. This is exciting. This card's exciting.
Okay. What I saw on Twitter is that you play this, you play Plot Twist, okay, you draw Hakar, and then you Rafam. Well, not the same turn, but the next turn you play Rafam to get the Bloods out of your deck while they have Bloods in their deck. Huh? Did I sell you yet? Huh?
Sure. Maybe.
All right, I'll take it.
Maybe.
I'll take it. You said sure. I mean, I got what you said better, but
Like I was just thinking,
I
like we
this
just
Hakar-
play death rattle minions and like.
I don't know. I like
that.
Hakar's a Death Rattle minion. All I'm saying.
True.
All right, I'm not saying a lot here.
It's true.
But Hakar is a Death Rattle minion. And then we play Rafam, make everything legendaries. We're chilling, dude.
I feel you.
But I think that's the only way where you have any use of this card is playing this with Plot Twist though. I don't really see it
it's
like
definitely a
outside
Plot
that.
Twist deck. No, this
For
card.
sure.
There's no lackey anymore. Like there's no, there's no way to cheat out demons. Like all the good cheat out demon cards are gone. Like if Skull of Minari was still a card, this card would be really powerful because you could just pull it and then do whatever you want. But
yeah, for sure.
It's pretty meh right now.
I'm gonna go with 2 just because it has like a pretty I think a pretty bright future. We'll see. Some sort of plot twist thing can make it really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 2 for janky combo potentials.
All right, on to Priest. We have Unsleeping Soul, 4-mana spell, silence a friendly minion, then summon a copy of it. So we're back to Silence Priest days.
Yeah, I mean there is a pretty spicy 3-mana card that's just a pile of stats that says it can't do anything unless you have spell power damage. So you curve that into Unsleeping Soul. Now all of a sudden you just have a bigger pile of stats that can attack.
Exactly.
It's not the worst thing in the world. I think it's
not what I'm saying.
I would give it a 2.
Yeah, I think all like these Silence Priest cards, like all those like janky combo cards, probably 2s. It kind of sucks there's no visions, but like I don't know. Silence Priest is cool. We have piles of stats, so we have ways to make bigger piles of stats. Who knows? They can end up being alright. Oh, this card's sick.
Next card is Hench Clan Shade Quill, 4-mana, 4/7, Death Rattle, restore 5 health to the enemy hero. I think this could be one of the best Priest minions ever printed, especially in combination with the 2-mana card and Akanai. The ones that cards that just like change healing into dealing damage. So this could just be a giant minion that when it dies just bursts your opponent for
it's nuts. I mean, it's just huge too. 4/7?
4/7. Like that's so big.
It's crazy.
Like I mean, we did have 4-mana 7/7s though. Like it's not that crazy.
Sure.
It's not that crazy, but it's definitely pretty intimidating.
You slap a shield on it, it's already a 4/9. Crazy, dude.
And then you could
Divine
make
Spirit
like a
Inner Fire?
topsy-turvy. Oh, Divine Spirit Inner Fire. Oh, there could be some really cool decks with this.
Yeah.
Like there could be.
Maybe.
Oh man.
We lost visions, but like, we didn't need it, right?
No. I mean, we also have a.
Yeah, we definitely needed it.
Yeah, I mean, but this is like a 4/7 for 4. Like you can't go wrong.
Yeah. Yeah,
and the
for sure.
shield
And like you said, there's like the
an upside.
Yeah, the Akanai stuff. Maybe we even silence it if we're playing this and you're Silence Priest. We don't know, but I mean, I think this is just a really good card. I'm going solid. Oh damn, I was gonna go 4. I'm going 4.
I'm going with a 3.
I think it's just.
I'm going with a 3.
I think it's a really good minion. I would want to give it 4. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Evil Conscriptor. 2-mana 2/2. Death Rattle. Add a lackey to your hand. Don't get the lackey immediately. There's no like synergy for lackeys in Priests. I think I only can see this if we need like a 2-drop. If we're like desperate for a 2-drop, is like maybe where I'd play this, but I don't really see it outside of that.
Yeah, I'm with you. We need a 2-drop to fill out the curve. If we're like some type of more aggressive Priest, then this card is not bad. But otherwise, it seems out of place with Priest right now.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 1. We can move on.
All right, next card. Forbidden Word, 0 mana, spend all your mana, destroy a minion with that much attack or less. A lot of people are really excited for this card. I personally think it's pretty bad. What do you think?
I'm in the same boat. I don't know. I just don't see it being that great. I mean, like, you can deal with 4 attack minions, which is kind of cool, I guess. But yeah, I don't see it being that great. Maybe
meh.
I guess it's better than like conditional pain or death. I guess maybe I can see that, but again, like not really something I'm really excited for. I'm just gonna give it a 1.
I think this is a 1. 1, boys. All right, next card.
All right,
Everybody's favorite.
Mass Resurrection. 9 mana spell. Summon 3 friendly minions that died this game.
Oh baby. I mean,
Yeah,
with
spell comes back.
Archmage Vel'Koz, this card is absolutely insane if you revive Archmage Vel'Koz, because then it casts again. So you summon 3 minions. If one of them's Archmage Vel'Koz, you summon 3 more. Like, that's insane, dude. Like,
Yeah,
who needs
it's pretty
Spellstone when
nuts.
we just get a full board? Like, you don't need. Like,
I didn't even think
this
about
is
that, but you're right.
Man. Dude, you haven't played ladder that much then, because it's all priests playing Archmage Vel'Koz.
Yeah.
It's
It's actually
So
pretty
this is
nuts. I don't know. Like
pre-upgraded
the thing is, like
Spellstone.
we're losing Psychic Scream, which kind of sucks.
We have Mass Hysteria. We have Circle Akanai still. Like, we have
But then you're
Pyromancer.
resing like Akanai and Circle though. You're resing Pyromancer
okay.
in this.
Okay. You got me there.
Okay.
You got me there. I don't know. This card has a lot of potential. I think this card's a solid 3. Like, there's no way that
I
this
think
card
it's
is
fair.
not terrible.
I don't know if the deck has like a way to protect itself, but like I think the card itself, especially with Archmage, is pretty good.
All right. Next
Okay,
card
next card.
is Convincing Infiltrator. It is a 5 mana 2/6 priest minion with taunt, death rattle, destroy a random enemy minion. I think that this card is actually really powerful. It reminds me of like Vile Spine, but it has taunt, so it's like it's just super anti-aggro. I really like it.
I just feel like it being a 2/6, a lot of things that are gonna go into it are just gonna be like something that didn't die. I feel like most of the time, so it's usually just gonna hit something that value trade into this anyway. I mean, I could be wrong. That's just what it feels like from my perspective. I don't see it being that great just because like it's just gonna hit like a 2/1 or something like that, just something at 1 health that was gonna die anyway to maybe like an AOE that you have, something along those lines. So I don't know. I mean, I see where you're coming from, but not exactly something I'm excited for or would be excited to play.
Okay. Yeah, I see that point. I just feel like a lot of removal is going away, and this card might be a necessary evil, so to say. Obviously, since it's random, it's not nearly as... It's not even closely comparable to Vile Spine, but it's just like 5 mana. I immediately thought of that, but I think this card's a solid 2.
Okay. I think I would
At least
probably
for me.
play Forbidden Words before this, honestly. So I'm going to give it a 1. Moving on. Shadowy Figure.
All right.
2 mana 2/2. Transform it into a 2-copy or 2/2 copy of a friendly Death Rattle minion. Yeah, I was trying to figure out like ways to actually use this. I couldn't really think about it, like think of any like practical one outside of like copying obviously like one of the good Death Rattles like Karen or anything like that. But like copying it with the Henge Clan guy and Akanai like seems like it could be pretty nuts,
Oh.
right? Just doing an extra 5.
There's some combo here. Like, I'm just gonna wait for Rage to figure it out.
Toast somebody. One of them can do it.
Like,
I don't know what it is, but there's
not my
something there.
job. Like, I'm not a combo guy. Like, we have people for this. They can figure
Yeah,
it out. But this
exactly.
card has like a lot of potential. I think this card's like a 3 because there's something there. I know there's something there. I just can't.
Yeah, I
think
think the effect is like super powerful. Like cheap copies are always like pretty insane. So yeah, I want to give it. I think I want to give it like at least a 3.
Yeah,
This
I'm
is
gonna
not
go
a
3.
standard 2 mana 2/2 rating. We're going to 3 on this one.
This is a solid 3.
All right, next card.
Lazul Scheme. 0 mana pre-spell. Reduce the attack of an enemy minion by 1 until your next turn. Yeah, I think this card is garbage, but I don't know. What do you think?
I'm with you. I think it's a 1. I don't think it does anything. And I'm okay going on to the next card.
All right. Ooh,
All
this
right,
one's
Madame
not a one.
Lazul. 3 mana, 3/2, Battle Cry. Discover a copy of a card in your opponent's hand. So I mean,
Everything
it's kind of cool.
Chameleos wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of cool. You get to get some information about your opponent's hand. It's Discover, so you get to see 3 cards from their hand, and then yeah, you just get to take their best card. I mean, obviously it sucks if they don't have any cards in hand, but like they probably don't have any cards in hand, and like you're probably winning then at that point.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm a fan.
Or they're
I
an
think
aggro
this
deck,
card's
dump their hand,
4 out
and
of
you're dead.
5. I think this card's a 4 out of 5. I don't know. What do you think, Ant?
I think maybe in like just power level, I could see that. I'm not sure exactly like how Priest is, and if Priest ends up being playable. That's what makes me want to bring it down a little bit. Like I could see it being 4 just on power level alone, but like I don't know how Priest ends up. What's going on with Priest? What's it doing? What's happening there? So that makes me want to bring it down to a 3. But for sure, it's definitely super powerful. So I'm gonna give it a 3.
Mm-hmm.
Next card.
This. Oh boy, Katrina Muerte, 8 mana, 6/8. At the end of your turn, summon a friendly minion that died this game. So y'all thought Resurrect Priest was gone, but Katrina
it's still pretty
Muerte
gone.
has other. I should have let you say that. Aren't you like kind of, never mind.
Katrina Muerte. There you go.
Oh my god, you can do it. You can do it. I don't know how to roll my R's. I literally can't do it. I'm incapable. I'm incapable of doing that. Can you do that
It's
again?
okay.
Can you just say it again?
Katrina Muerte. Okay.
Yes. Beautiful.
But yeah, I mean, big thing. But no, I don't know if it's exactly that great. Because it's like
What?
8 mana. It's like the other thing
It's
with the
every
mass.
turn, man.
The mass resurrection.
turn.
I mean, like, how are you gonna live? We only have mass hysteria. We don't have scream or anything
I
like
don't
that.
know. Figure it out. That's not my job.
If we can figure out a way to live to these cards, then sure, I'm with you. These cards are sick, but we can't figure out a way to live yet.
I mean,
If we have ways to protect
yeah.
ourselves, okay.
I think this card's a 4. You're living in a world where you're dying, but I'm living in a world where I'm always fighting death.
Living.
I'm living, baby.
Alright.
That's just that.
I'm giving
That's
it
a
a 2.
metaphor for real life too.
All right.
Okay.
All the class cards
You're giving it a
finally
2?
done. Yes.
Oh my god, you're insane. All right, you're just you're living in a world where you're dying.
Exactly. Everybody dies, Ray.
Next card.
All right. Neutrals.
Until
Next
Elon
card.
Musk says
Violent Warden. 6 mana, 4/7. Taunt, spell damage +1. 1.
garbage. Next card.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
we
gonna
should
do
go
that a
through,
lot in
like,
neutrals
garbage.
because neutrals are
A lot of them are garbage.
garbage
They're
a lot of
arena
times.
cards.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, next card.
All right.
Violet Spell Sword, 4 mana. Battlecry gain +1 attack for each spell in your hand. 1/6. Garbage. Next card.
I could. Okay, hold on. No, I could see this one in like the tiny spell mage where you're holding all your cards to like your go off turn, so you have a bunch of spells in your hand, so it ends up being like pretty big.
Oh.
I could see it there. I thought that it was pretty garbage for a long time, but that kind of makes sense to me because you're holding on to all your things and you want to go off, and then so you have like spell sword to actually like do something while you're holding on to your spells. I don't know if it's actually
so-
good.
So it's like a
But it's
4 mana.
something
Is
to
a
think
4 mana
about.
like? Is a 4 mana 4/6 or a 4 mana even a 4 mana 6/6 good? Because frost or water elemental is a 3/6 that freezes people for 4, and that's always a 3/6. I don't know. Like even if it's a 6/6,
It's probably-
4. Is that like? Do you even want that? Is that even good?
Yeah, it's pretty good. A 6/6
You think it's
is
good?
pretty good. Okay, it's
I
gonna
mean,
be
that's
pretty hard
like
to get
in
a
the
6/6,
dream
very
world.
fair.
That's like in the dream
Yeah.
world.
I'm
Like
gonna, I
most
think I'm
likely,
do
it's
two
gonna
just 'cause
be a
it's-
3 or a 4/6.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
You're right. I'm still gonna give it to you, all right? But
That's
I don't
fine.
care.
That's fine.
Okay.
You have your opinions. I have my opinions,
All right.
and they're very different sometimes.
Spellbook Binder, 2-mana 3/2. Battle Cry. If you have a spell damage card, draw a card. Where do you have spell damage? Is there stuff where you do have spell
some
damage?
stuff, but like on turn 2,
Not
there's
usually.
like,
All right.
not really, not consistently.
I'm gonna give it a 1.
Yeah. Next card.
This is a pretty bad card. That flavor is cool. I think it was Regis or someone tweeted about it, where like it's heroic innkeeper, and it gets like bigger trying to protect its guests because as taunt, and the more guests you have, the bigger it's getting to try to fend off the attackers or whatever. So I mean that's cool flavor, but I think it's still a pretty bad card, and I'm gonna give it a 1.
I am giving it a 1 as well. Next card.
A 3-mana 3/3 stealth. If
That
they
next card.
reprint Shadow Sensei, it'll be okay.
Next card.
But bad. Flight Master. Battlecry summon a 2/2 Griffin for each player. 3-mana 3/4. Seems
Next
pretty bad.
card. Only good if Resurrect Priest is good. Then you can make them summon 2/2s.
Yeah. Faceless Rager. Copy a friendly minion's health. It's a 5/1, 3-mana 5/1. Yeah, not like the Rager of old.
Next card.
Damn, you don't want
Or
to talk
do you
about
think
Faceless
there's-
Rager?
I think
No.
it's bad. Like the best possible scenario is like it's a 5/5 and you're playing a bad card on turn 2.
Okay.
It's like discard a
You sold
card
me.
to gain 4 health, in my opinion. That seems bad.
All right. Eccentric Scribe. 6-mana 6/4. Summon 4 1/1 Vengeful Scrolls. People are calling this neutral Hyman.
I mean, that's
It's a
not
1
bad.
less stat on the front end.
That's actually not bad. And especially if you're like a deck that can take advantage of having lots of minions on board, like Druid, maybe.
I could see it for sure.
I could see it. I think this is.
I can mess with this.
I can mess.
All
with
right.
this.
Yeah, I can call neutral Hyman a 2. But yeah, it's similar stats. But like someone said Pilot Sky Golem the other day, and like I don't know, that threw me for a loop, man. But this one, what is this one?
Pilot
5
Sky
mana,
Golem
5 mana.
4.
Yeah, that's true. All right. This is a 1,
All right,
5 mana, 5/4 Divine Shield.
Garbage. Next card.
9 mana, 9/9, giving it a 9.
Garbage. Next card. Giving it a 9.
Arcane Servant. Why did they not give this to when we actually had elementals that we wanted to activate and stuff? I'm giving this a 1.
Garbage.
I mean, it is
Next
a 2/3,
card.
but
Could be
it's
good if
vanilla.
elementals are good at.
Yeah.
Could be good.
But
in
like
the
that whole
future.
thing rotated it. All right,
This card
Toxic
is
Fan.
really good.
This one's sick. 1 mana, 1/2 Battle Cry. Give a friendly Murloc poisonous. Obviously Murloc
I think
itself.
this is a 4.
Yeah, I think this card's pretty insane. It goes in like the
This
Murloc
card's
Shaman
insane.
deck.
It's like
Like
it's like a Razor Maw that always hits poisonous.
Yeah, I mean, there was like a card like this in Rogue that you had a combo and it was a 2/3 and it was really bad. This is a 1 mana 1/2, which is like reasonable for a 1 mana card, and then it just gives you Murloc's poison or gives a Murloc poisonous. Like I don't know, it's pretty solid. I'm pretty
insane
with
in Murloc.
I'm with you on the floor. I think it's pretty solid card, pretty exciting card. All
I'm
right,
excited.
Next
for this card.
Safeguard.
Safeguard. 6 mana, 4/5 mech, taunt, summon a 0/5 vault with taunt. So, I don't know, pretty
It puts
bad.
a lot of stats in the way. I think it's pretty bad. I feel like other people have said that it's not like the worst because there's a lot of stats.
like
but yeah, I think it's pretty bad.
It's like a Sludge Belcher that costs 1 more.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
pretty
I'm
bad.
not a believer in this card.
I think it's a 1.
Sunreaver Spy, 2 mana, 2/3. Battlecry. If you control
This
secret,
card's lit.
+1/+1. Yep. Secret
is a
Paladin
3/4. This is-
card. This is the totem
I
golem of
think
the
this-
set. This is totem golem.
This is like a 4 or 5.
It's
What do you
really
think?
good
I think it's a
because like
4.
you're playing the secret on a 1. It's gonna be protected. It's gonna be protected and it's gonna be a 3/4. So like it makes it pretty insane. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go 4, maybe even 5, but like 4 seems right. I don't know.
A light
It could
5.
maybe not be.
You
active
give it a
sometimes.
light 5.
Light 5,
decent
yes.
5. Light decent
Got a
5.
4, maybe a light 5. Okay. Next card, Mana Reservoir, 2 mana 06, spell damage +1, 1. Proud Defender.
Alright. Actually, I think
4
Mana
mana-
Reservoir has some potential in Mage. You just reduce it to 0, and then like all your spell. Yeah, no, never mind. 1.
Okay. Okay, Proud Defender, 4 mana 2/6. Taunt has +2 attack while you have no other minions. So this is like the lone champion card, whatever. It's a 4/6.
Yeah.
It's like conditional 4/6 with taunt. It's not exactly
know.
exciting. Going back to
Lone
1.
Champion is just better. Yeah, it's a pretty good arena card though.
All right, Soldier of Fortune, 4 mana 5/6. One of his minion attacks, give your opponent coin. Elemental.
It's pretty bad.
I mean, it's pretty thick. It's big,
You're
I
pretty
guess.
thick.
But I guess you didn't want to play a 5/6 earlier, so yeah, it makes sense that
Yeah.
you think it's bad. I still think it's bad, but it can hit. It hits them pretty nice. I'm still gonna give it a 1.
And give
but
them a coin.
We'll give it a light 2. You know.
A light 2. Okay. A light to decent.
DeLorean Librarian, 2 mana 2/3. Battlecry Silence adjacent minions. That's potential for like Silence Priests kind of things. We got going on here.
2.
That's probably it. So yeah, I would rate it 2 just because of Silence Priest applications. Potion Vendor,
Restore 2
1 mana.
all friendly characters.
Yeah, 1 mana 1/1.
Pretty.
I mean,
dope
does a lot of
to
healing.
to substitute.
Yeah. There's no more Happy
But,
Ghoul, which kind of sucks.
I mean,
There's not
Light
really a
Lord
place I
isn't
want to play
really-
this.
Maybe Priest, like you could draw a bunch of cards, like a Silence Priest, but then like
Okay.
you're also playing this card and you have Circle of Healing, which is 0 mana and way better. So I think.
All
this
right,
is
well,
one.
there you go. I was like, okay, maybe you're onto something, but yeah, Circle of Healing, way better.
Next card.
Hench Clan Hogsteed, 2 mana 2/1 Rush, Death Rattle, summon a 1/1 Murloc. It's a beast. I mean, it's 2/1 Rush, kill something. Not really something I'm excited for. I guess it leaves behind a 1/1 after killing something, if that matters. How do you feel?
This is a 1.
Okay.
I'm feeling a 1. That's what I'm feeling. Oh, that Murloc token's pretty cute though.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
that's-
Look at that.
That
We're bumping
like
it
a-
up.
that might make it a light too. All right, next card, Traveling Healer, 4 mana 3/2, Divine Shield minion, Battle Cry, restore 3 health. I think this is just like a pseudo, what is it, Shroomber kind of thing, but probably worse.
Yeah. I mean, it has Divine
maybe it's
Shield,
a
so it can be
2
like
'cause-
a lot harder to deal with. I don't know. I don't know about harder, but like it's still annoying to deal with since it has Divine Shield. So like it's not like the worst thing ever created. So like I would want to give it like
Not the worst
Nah,
thing ever
nope.
created.
I'm giving it 1. You had to say we're not worst thing ever created back to me. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure.
I'll give it a 2. So it's like it's a light 2. It's a 1.5
Okay.
between us both.
All right, Evil Cable Rat, 2 mana 1/1, add a lackey to your hand. Battlecry, add a lackey to your hand.
This is how we're
It's a
getting
2 mana
lackeys.
1/1. Oh
with
no,
the
dude!
pickaxe?
This is how we're getting lackeys. I'm gonna give it a 1.
Yeah, this
You
is
can
how-
give it whatever you want, dude.
I'm giving it a 2.
Oh god, dude,
This is a
you're scaring me, dude.
Spell Word
Alright,
Jeweler,
Spellword
3 mana
Jeweler.
3/4. Battle Cry. Your hero can't be targeted by spells or hero powers until your next turn. I don't know. I think this card's bad. It doesn't stop Mind Blast from hitting your face. What are your thoughts? We've had effects like this that were garbage in the past. I still think it's garbage.
Specialist card, specialist sideboard card. If like a deck is like relevant, or this is relevant. I mean, I like again like that they're trying to take steps against like combo decks, but yeah, I don't know where it applies yet. But it could be a sideboard card later, just like
solid
this card.
Hecklebot, baby. 4 mana, 3/8 max taunt battle cry. Your opponent summons a minion from their deck. Get out of here, combo decks. Get out. Get.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I mean, it's still like a lot of stats, but the battle cry, not being death rattle like Deathlord was, kind of makes it only for like disrupting combos and not necessarily just playing it. I don't know.
I
think it's
fine. Like a 3/8. Like if you played against like Zoo and they pull a Flame Imp, like it's still a 3/5 body basically for 4 mana. That sounds pretty bad actually. But I like the disruption effect. I like the disruption effect. I think it's a 3.
Okay. I'm still giving it a 1 because I think like those like sideboard cards are all like 1s because they're not gonna be playable unless we're playing like specialist in a sideboard or something like that. Unless like something super popular on ladder where you want to play Hecklebot, then I could see it. But anyway, really like next card. Exotic Mount Seller, 7 mana, 5/8. Whenever you cast a spell, summon a 3-cost beast. Okay. I think this is a 1.
Hurts my head. I don't want to give it a 1 because like it could be really good somehow in some world, but I don't know what world that is.
Okay. It's not the one we're living in.
Give it. Maybe. I'm gonna give it a 2.
Okay.
2 for potential.
All right, Arcane Watcher, 3 mana, 5/6. Can't attack unless you have spell damage. So this is like the Silence Priest card that we've been talking about, that we've been trying to get to this entire time. Silence Priest probably is something that really wants this card. Well, I mean, obviously wants this card. It's good to copy and make another 5/6. Obviously, I mean, I guess if that deck's the deck, then this is gonna be why. How do you feel about it, Ray? What do you think you'd give it?
A 2.
2? Okay.
2. I don't think that deck's gonna be good, but people are telling me otherwise. So.
All right. Mad Summoner, 6 mana, 4/4. Fill each player's board with 1/1 imps.
Whoa.
So this works with your jumbo imp.
The big imp. This is how we're summoning the big imp, baby.
Exactly, dude. You give your guys, or you could do the AOE, deal 1 to theirs, buff yours by 1.
Oh my god.
Boom.
6 man. Oh wow. Okay. All right. I still think it's bad, but like.
Yeah, I already gave it a 1, and I already pushed next card.
I'm gonna give it a 2, just so it doesn't feel bad.
Oh, a little edgy. Okay. Sunreaver's War Mage. Did I even say that right? I don't know. 5 mana, 4/4 battle cry. If you're holding a spell.
Big mage card.
Yeah, exactly. If you're holding a spell that costs 5 or more, deal 4 damage, which is pretty. I think it's pretty nuts.
Good. That's really good.
In a big mage type deck. Yeah.
That's really
Kill
good.
something, put a 4/4 on the board.
Really good.
Hit him with a storm
really
tempo. Good. Yeah, exactly.
That's really.
I don't know where we're putting this.
This is a 5.
You're the one who's gonna make
5 out of 5.
Oh, 5?
5 out of 5.
I was going like 3, but 5 is pretty bold.
This is like a
nuts, but I don't know where we put it.
Combo.
I don't know where we're putting it. Is the problem?
Mage bait. It's big mage, baby.
This is the big mage bias we got here. Okay.
This big mage, baby.
Portal Keeper, 4 mana, 5/2. Shuffle 3 portals into your deck. When drawn, summon a 2/2 demon with rush. Not really that great. 5/2 stats probably pretty bad, or are pretty bad. 2/2 is not exciting.
So Nerubian
I don't know.
gave us 4/4s, and this gives us 2/2s, and it has worse stats.
I'm even to 1 and moving on.
Definitely a solid 1.
All right, Recurring Villain. It has cool flavor. Oh wait, let me read the card first. 5 mana, 3/6. Death Rattle. If this minion has 4 or more attack, resummon it. So it's cool flavor. Can keep coming back over and over. The Undertaker can get its Death Rattle and come back once, I guess. But besides that, I don't see it seeing play.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Okay.
Bad.
All right, Tunnel Blaster, 7 mana, 3/7 taunt, Death Rattle, deal 3 damage to all minions. Seems like a bad primordial, but I mean,
yeah,
big AOE, big taunt. Really helps against like 5/5s, like big those kind of big minions, but it's not really something I want to play.
2.
I'll give it like
2,
maybe a 2 because it could see play maybe.
2.
Okay. Underbelly Ooze, 7 mana 3/5. After this minion survives damage, summon copy of it. Our Grim Patron of the set.
Pretty bad.
Mousing over to give it a 1, and then I'm gonna go to the next card. This card's cool. It's not good, but 8 mana 6/6. Whirlwind's Tempest. Your minions have Wind Fury have Mega Wind Fury. That's
funny.
Cool. I don't think it's a good card,
cool.
and I'm gonna give it a 1, but Mega Wind Fury's back. Watch out for that.
Oh man, what gave us Mega Wind Fury before? What was it? It was like the
Voltron.
Voltron. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Portal Fiend. 6 mana 5/6. Battlecry. Shuffle 3 portals into your deck when drawn. Summon a demon, a 2/2 demon with Rush. I mean, this one's like
with these portals.
I don't know. I don't think this is playable, but it is at least bigger. You know, it's a 5/6 that can actually kill somebody and can actually live through some attacks. So I mean, there is that, but
better than the other one.
It's,
I guess, like maybe
I think it's better
maybe
than the other one, but still
they're really
bad.
pushing this. They're pushing this like big imp demon synergy garbage on us, and this is like
yeah, exactly,
this is like
dude.
discard.
Get it out
Warlock.
of here.
This is discard Warlock 2.0. I'm having none of this, Blizzard. Get this out of my
this
face
isn't
and give us
neutral.
good cards. I don't care.
Azurite Elemental, 5 mana 2/7. At the start of your turn, gain +2 spell damage. That's kind of cool.
pretty bad.
I guess. It's a 2/7.
Pretty bad though. It's a 2/7.
Magic
This is the
Carpet
one.
or a Magic Carpet Zoodex. 3 mana 1/6. After you play a 1-cost minion, if it or give it +1 attack and a rush. So we can like machine gun our little guys in there. Get in there for a bunch of attack. Give it some extra attack. exactly, dude. I don't know. I mean, it seems like it can work in that kind of deck. I don't know if it works in any other kind of deck, but like that Zoo deck where you play the super low cost guys, Grim Rally, I can see it being okay there.
I think this card's a
so,
solid
I mean,
2 or 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a solid 2 for
It's
that.
a light 3.
That's literally the only one. Yeah, light 3. All right.
Light 3.
Henge Clan Hag.
Henge
4 mana
Clan
3/3
Hag.
Battlecry. Summon 2/2/1/1 amalgams with all minion types.
Oh, I don't
not
know how
exactly-
I feel about this card. There's a lot.
I don't think it's that good, but you can try to sell me off this one.
Okay. Listen up. Explodinator was played, right? Explodinator
really,
was
no.
played in Zoo. He had to do qualified for Worlds with Explodinator Zoo. Get out of here, Ant.
Okay, sure, fair enough.
So this is like Explodinator, but can also be demons. I don't really know what that does exactly yet, but there's something here. All right, there's something here.
And I don't
I
like it.
feel it.
Okay.
No, like this card is not bad. This card is definitely like a solid 3 or 2.
Okay. I'm still giving it a 1,
gonna give
but
it a 3.
I hear where you're coming from.
All right, you're smelling.
moving
what I'm
on.
stepping in. I feel you, dog.
All right. Big Bet Archmage, 10 mana 6/6. At the end of your turn, summon a random 6-cost minion.
Big
Can we give
bad
this one a 1?
Hearthstone card. Big bad Hearthstone card.
All right, Batterhead. 8 mana 3/12 rush. After this attacks and kills a minion, it may attack again. So if you really are desperate for an AoE, sort of, I guess there's this, but I'm giving it a 1.
Wait, hold on. This
Oh.
could be really good, in like Warrior against Zoo because you can play like Town Crier and get it.
Okay, you're gonna have to sell people on
know?
it because I really have to pee.
All right, hear me out, people. This in Warrior with Town Crier, and now all of a sudden you have something that just like clears the board against Zoo, or you play Akali the Rhino, buff this +5/+5, and then all of a sudden you have an 8 mana card that just clears everything. But that's much more unrealistic. I think the fact that it's just a rush card and you can play it as a one of and like a rush warrior deck as a way to just completely win the board against aggro has some merit to it. But Ant doesn't think so. Ant hates this card so much he just left, and he's probably never coming back. That's how much he hates this card. Unfortunate, but try to show him the light. Make it immune with the totem is also a thing. That's true, but it has to kill the minion. Like, I don't think the fact that this minion might die is the issue. I think it's the fact that you have to keep killing minions to keep attacking that makes it a little bit awkward. So, I don't know. I'm going to give it a 2. I think it's like a solid tech in some type of rush warrior shenanigans. But I don't know. Maybe Ant will... No, Ant won't care. He's going to give it a 1. Ant gives everything a 1, let's be honest. Let's be honest, chat. But, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. This card, I mean, the art's pretty cool. I don't know. Looks like he's going to beat some people up, you know? Oh, yeah, look at Ant, dude.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
So, what conclusion do you come to?
It's a solid one of in a rush warrior deck some of the time.
Sick.
That's my conclusion.
All right, I'm still a 1. Next card. Unseen Saboteur.
6 mana, 5/6 battle cry. Your opponent casts a spell from their hand. Targets chosen randomly. This is a really cool card, but I don't know, man. It's probably a 2.
I mean, it's just another one of those like specialist cards, I guess, right? Like if there's a combo that needs their spell, or something like that along those lines, this is something you would want to play. But I don't think I would ever see it on ladder unless like that combo deck is popular. That's like the only way. So I mean, yeah. Again, nice that they're making these kind of cards, so we're not like completely defenseless against combo decks. I'll give it a 1. All right.
Ooh.
Chef Nomi.
Okay. This is a 7 mana 6/6 battle cry. If your deck is empty, summon 6/6/6 Greasefire Elementals. We actually talked about this card on my podcast, and my co-host told me about the lore of this card, and he's actually like a spawn from hell, like World of Warcraft hell or something. Like he looks really nice. Like he looks like a chef, but he's actually just like one of the most demonic characters in the World of Warcraft lore, apparently.
Really?
Which?
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah. Which was
He
hilarious.
looks so nice.
He just looks like such an innocent panda bear, dude. I was calling him Chef Nom Noms.
Exactly.
And then
that's what I'm saying,
he was like,
dude.
This guy's pure evil.
Oh my god.
I don't know. What do you think about it? What do you think about his Hearthstone card? Does it represent his lore adequately?
I'm gonna go with evil, as in you would only play it as something that you get off Rafam in your Warlock deck. So I guess if being a Warlock in a Warlock deck makes you evil, then yes, pure evil. But yeah, I don't think it's that playable unless like you're getting it off Rafam and you're like in fatigue. And I don't know how often that's going to happen, but it's not like something that I would want to include in my deck. I guess I know there's like the Myras. You can go Myras and play and get all these 6/6s, but that's not like something that's ever going to happen like a reasonable amount of time.
But no. I think that is a legitimate thing. The problem is if you actually draw it at any time in the game, it's like drawing Patches or Baku or Again, but worse. It's just so bad if you draw it.
What do you mean if you ever draw it? Yeah, I mean you still need it in your hand.
Like, No. If
You want to
ever
draw off the Myras,
like,
is what you're saying?
before you play Myras. Yeah. Like if you draw it before you play Myras, or if you don't draw Myras throughout the game, like you just like that card is dead. You just drew a card. that does
Yeah, for
nothing.
sure. Yeah, if you don't draw
I
Myras,
think
then it
this
just
card's
doesn't
the
do
2.
anything. So yeah.
Or unless
I'm gonna go with 1.
If they print another card that lets you like destroy your deck, like if they had like a Hemet, like if they reprint some card like a Hemet, you destroy your deck
Yeah.
and then you play this with like a Baleful Banker type card or like a bounce effect. It's actually not that bad, but right now it's a 2
Okay.
for me.
All right, I'm still going 1. There's Elemental. Geppetto Joy Buzz. 8 mana 6/6. Battle Cry. Draw 2 minions from your deck. Set their attack, health, and cost to 1. So I mean, obviously it works with some like cool Battle Cry stuff. I'm not sure exactly where you would want this. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's like that playable, but it is like a pretty interesting card, and it makes you like deck build in a weird way to get like maybe a like the full effect from it. I'm not sure you want it,
Malygos.
so I'm gonna say it's a 1. I don't know. What do you think, Ray?
This card is not one, man. Malygos, baby. Or I can play this in Big Mage and get my Caligos that costs 1, and then
Or you can get your
my
Khadgar.
my 1 mana dude. I don't know, man. This card
Exactly, dude. Think about 1 mana Khadgar. That's half as much as it costs. You're reducing by so much, man.
No, there's no way this card's gonna be bad, dude. There's gonna be some degenerate combo deck with this card.
But it
this-
doesn't.
this deck-
It's
this
8
card
mana,
is-
and you're just gonna die.
So what?
It's 8 mana. It doesn't do
playing,
anything when it comes into play, and you're dead.
Dream Petal Florist was the same thing, but it was 7 mana.
Yeah, but
And
druids
Wing of the
had
World
like
Tree
80
was-
armor, 17,000 1/5s to protect.
Okay, that's fair. But this card is gonna be good at some point. Mark my words. I'm giving it
All
a
right.
3.
All that for a 3. All right. Have you played with this card very much?
Yes.
All right.
Card-
Archmage Varga.
Well, okay, it's hard to like give a good evaluation of this card when you compare it to like playing it now, because it's only really good off of
okay.
Shadow Essence or like Oaken Summons or something, and those cards are going away. So this card wasn't
Yeah.
designed with those cards in mind. This is only really good off that Priest card that summons 3 minions.
Yeah.
That's really all I can see it in right now, is Priest. Like, it is good in Priest.
It's the one we have
though.
right now.
Like,
At the end of your at the end of your turn, cast a spell. You've cast this turn. Yeah, that's like where it's obviously the best, right? With like priest resurrect effects.
yeah. That's really
Um,
all I can see, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure where we want it, like post rotation. I mean, maybe someone comes up with something. I'm just not seeing it right now. It'd be cool. Maybe you get the Farsight twice, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, not
think it's
not
a
really
2.
seeing it right now.
It's
Yeah.
a,
I mean,
it's a
has-
solid 2 from me.
Has some potential, but just like nothing for it right now. All right, Archivist, Alisana. I don't know how you say this.
Elysiana.
Elysiana. 8 mana 7/7. Battle Cry. Discover 5 cards. Replace your deck with 2 copies of each of each. So you just put 10 cards in your deck. Or no,
Pretty
you
good
make your
sideboard
deck
card.
10 cards. Yeah, definitely, for sure. In like the
Good
slower
sideboard
matchups.
card. That's it.
What are we rating
Cards
good
garbage
sideboard cards
otherwise.
to?
I rated it a 2. Because it
Is
has
this even
some...
playable in like a main deck?
No, probably not. Unless you're playing like a warrior deck that doesn't have many threat. No, it's not playable in that. No.
I don't know. I'm a big fan of no win condition warrior decks. I used to love
Yeah.
Elite Starseeker, where you play 29 rule spells and Elite Starseeker. That was so good. Actually, okay.
Like no
I think
win
this is
condition
actually like
warrior
playable.
decks are, like, it's playable in like no win condition decks. Where, like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just
But I was like, we're thinking about it like as a sideboard card, and usually the sideboard cards I was giving the 1, but like, I mean, this is playable in like a no win condition warrior as your win condition, so I'm about it. I'm fine with this being a 2.
I think any single card that can give you a win condition is something to keep your eye on.
Yeah, definitely. Barista Lycan.
Barista.
5 mana 4/5. Lycanon? I don't know.
Battlecry, add a copy of each of your other Battlecry minions to your hand, so it's like on your board.
Yeah.
I don't know. This card's weird because it's like something you'd have to build a deck around. Like, it's good in Pogo Rogo though.
I guess, yeah.
You add a bunch of Pogo Rogos to your hand, man.
So we want a deck where like your Battlecry minions live, so you can play this on 5 and get value. Because like playing a Battlecry minion and this usually feels really bad. But I don't know like what deck that is that we would want to do it. But I guess that deck can exist.
Hear me?
Pogo
Rogo. Not hear what
I
said.
Do we need more Pogo Rogo cards?
I mean, the more the merrier. That's my logic.
Sure. All right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's probably gonna be something. I feel like a lot of this set as a whole is hard to kind of evaluate since we've been so spoiled with more powerful cards in the past. I think a lot of the cards that would normally be absolutely terrible right now are going to actually be very powerful. Just because of the meta game, the power level is just going to be tapered back so much. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, we also get to actually play with Boomsday and Rastakhan cards like we didn't really get to before because they just weren't as powerful as like Kobolds and Knights. So I mean, yeah, that'll be interesting to see. But yeah, 100%. I mean, this has potential. I just don't know where it goes. I'm gonna give it a 2 just because it's something I think has potential to be good. Also has the best art in the game or in the set.
I agree. All right. It looks like this is the last card, Ant.
Yeah, it's been a journey, but we made it this far.
We did it.
So it seems like
we did it.
Seems like your evil plan. Big Mage.
All right, so we did it. We powered through it. We did it for the children. We did it for the Dolphins. And we did it for. Most importantly, we did it for Carlos. We got it done.
Of course, of course. You can't forget Carlos.
Yeah. But do you want to plug your social medias, Ant? Yeah. Okay. Where can you find me?
Oh, you can find we both do them at the same time. How about that? Okay, let's not do that. You do it first.
No, okay. Yeah, that'd be really confusing. You can find me on Twitter at PG_RayC. I post a lot on Twitter, as anyone who follows me may know. I have some controversial opinions, some good memes,
some hot takes.
Some hot takes. Some hot takes. But yeah, Ant, what about you? Where can we find you, Ant?
You can find me ant_HS on Twitter. I'll be brewing up some evil plans. All right, so if you want to join my villain army, there's where to find me. All right.
And you can also find us on the Tempo Storm Meta Snapshot at the bottom of that page. You know, we're the experts.
There you go.
Some of the classes. Shout out
to some cool stuff there.
Yeah, for the production. This is a really fun stream. Really appreciate it to the Tempo Storm guys. And look at the dogs start barking just on cue, just as we finish. The dogs just go crazy. But yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us, and to the next one. I don't know if that was a cool send off. I'm pretty disappointed by it.
That was really terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I said that. I don't know, dude. I don't know, dude. Oh god, stop bullying me, man.
I'm not bullying you. I'm just making fun of you. Wait.